Through 15 races, the Outlaws Sim Series, Gunman Truck Field has narrowed it down to 13 of the series' best. Over the span of the next 7 races, those 13 will battle it out to advance through the rounds and ultimately figure out who will become the Outlaws Sim Series champion. That journey begins tonight, and it happens right now on Pit Stop TV. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the virtual Kansas City, Kansas. Devin Zimmerman joins me on the call tonight. Vincent Cortez is on our social media coverage this evening. And Devin, an established mile and a half, kicks us off for the Outlaws Sim Series playoffs. What do you feel when you head up to the American Great Plains for a race at the virtual Kansas Speedway?
Definitely really interesting speedway we have here with progressive banking in both turns. You can see there on your screen, turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 pretty much identical. And you know, it's just a very symmetrical track. So 17 degrees on the bottom, 20 degrees up by the wall. Front straightaway is 9 degrees down on the bottom towards the infield and 11 degrees up by the wall. The backstretch is banked at 5 degrees. What this means is the high line is going to be the preferred line. So you can run the bottom line for a little bit, but to save those tires, you're going to want to have to move up later in the run. Problem is, the truck can get really tight or really loose depending on the setup. And, you know, especially off of turn 4, that's where we're going to see most of the problems tonight off of turn 4. See guys tapping that wall, getting damage on the right side of that truck. Really could derail their first round of the playoffs, considering there's only 2 races in the playoffs this week or this year, Emerson.
Absolutely, and you mentioned that, and the playoffs being that the way they are, and we can kind of go ahead and we'll see the playoff standings here. Yep, here we go. We got the playoff standings going on here, and just look at it. The 13 drivers that are in, of course. Well, their numbers, the position numbers are in yellow and red. The drivers who are eliminated from the playoffs, their position numbers are in gray. So you'll see the 3 drivers will be eliminated after 2 races, and that'll repeat through the rounds until we get down to 4. So we start at 13, and then we have tonight's race here at Kansas with 150 laps. Next week's race at Kentucky, I believe, 140 laps. And at the end of those 2 races, the drivers placed 11th, 12th, and 13th in the points will be eliminated from playoff competition. We'll take a look at the standings here. And Joseph Causey, by virtue of 3 wins on the season, 6 stage wins, and a whole bucket of playoff points, winning the regular season championship. He has 33 points with the cut line. Greg Holt 25, Jeremiah Stetson 17. That's all cool and all, but Devin, from 4th to 13th, it is a 14-point spread. This is gonna be fun. Markle has 10 above the cut line, Berger 8, Service 5, Lingerfeld 4, and it gets so tight.
Yeah, it does. Farron Leland only 3 clear of Brad Bothwell. Our pole expert, qualifying expert, is only 2 points clear. Joshua Landfox 1 point clear. And then we have Matthew Setzer there, 1 point under the cut line. Seth Fitzpatrick 4 points under, and James Gilliard also 4 points under. It's so tight on this line, and that's what I'm saying. With only 2 races per round, you cannot afford a mistake in any race. And it's really a mixed bag of who's going to, you know, perform tonight. We have a couple of drivers sitting up at the top. Greg Holt hasn't raced in the series in a couple of weeks since securing a spot. And knowing that he was perfectly safe, he decided to take a couple of weeks off to get ready. Joseph Causey did show up for the races, but had just the worst luck imaginable lately. And he's been involved in multiple incidents and just not had the runs that he's wanted to carry momentum into the playoffs. So where we have these the top 2 guys there, I mean, they have a bad race here, and they could find themselves on the back foot going into Kentucky. I mean, it could change around so quickly with only 2 races. And, I mean, this is a difficult track to start on. This was actually the championship race for the Outlaws Sim Series last season, which Seth Berger won the championship last season. He didn't win the race, but he got it done where it needed to be, finishing in the top of the 4 championship contenders. So he took home the crown at this track last season. But, man, it's just a little poetic that we start the playoffs this season with the one that we ended last season.
Absolutely. And anyway, if we back to that last race of the regular season, or I'm sorry, last race of the season last season, That was Seth Berger, Joshua Balliet, Max Service Agent Schumacher, who scored championship drivers. All 4 of those drivers, by the way, had a chance to win the title throughout that race. It was Seth Berger who held off Adrian Schumacher on a late race charge from Schumi, and then lap traffic ultimately decided the championship there. But we look at it here, and as he said, Devin, the top 2 drivers in the point standings, had a little bit of a miscue at Charlotte, and then took the next couple weeks off. Kazi's had some rough luck, so a little bit of a rut. The top 2 drivers are in. Stutzman, by the way, just won at Iowa. He's looking pretty mighty. Tyler Markle as well. Some drivers that are there that could maybe make a run at this championship. We'll see what drivers are best adapted and ready to hit that reset button for this 7 race stretch. And we'll take a look at it now. And again, we start tonight with Kansas, and then Kentucky next Wednesday night, 140 laps, and then that's it. No mas. That's round 1. We eliminate the bottom 3. We'll reset the points at 3,000, and then it'll be 10 drivers competing for 7 spots. That's Charlotte and then the Texas Roval. Once again, hit the reset button. Now 7 drivers have their points reset to 4,000. Then we go Dega and then Bristol. At that point, 3 more drivers will be eliminated. There'll be 4 drivers headed into Atlanta, all tied. First driver to cross the finish line in Atlanta wins it all. Devin, that's how the playoffs are all sorted up or set up and how they're going to play out. But now you look at it, Devin, I mean, this list of tracks, it just kind of increasingly gets difficult as we go through the rounds.
It does. I mean, this with Kansas, Kentucky, traditional mile and a halves, with the bread and butter of the NASCAR circuit. This is considered probably the easiest round. Texas, another mile and a half, gets to start off kind of calm in round 2, but then we head to just the chaos, which is going to be the next 3 races of the Charlotte Roval, which anything can happen there. Talladega, anything can happen there. Bristol, anything can happen there. And then we have Atlanta to send us off, just like they did back in the 90s and everything, where we always ended the season at Atlanta to crown the champion on the real NASCAR circuit back in the 90s. So it is going to be an amazing ride all the way through these playoffs. Stick with us, of course, through all of them. I mean, every single track is unique here. Kansas has a unique line. Kentucky has a unique line. Texas is a unique line. And then, of course, we have the chaos that comes after that. So it is going to be so much fun here on the Outlaws Sim Series.
Absolutely. And fun that is. We're going to step aside for just one moment. On the far side of this break, we're going to get pre-race interviews and get ready to get set for the 7-race span. The Outlaws Sim Series playoffs is here. Season 2, who will be the champion? We begin to figure that out on the far side of this break.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Kansas Speedway. Once again, I am Emerson Hart, and I have Devin Zimmerman and Vincent Cortez alongside me this evening. We're ready to bring you the action from the Outlaws Sim Series Gunman Trucks Playoff Race number 1, race number 16 on the season, with, again, playoff racing action from the virtual Kansas Speedway in virtual Kansas City, Kansas. Before we get too far into things, I do want to give a shout out to our partners here at Pit Stop TV, those of Tucson Sound Art. Your picture, your music. You provide the image that you want, and we will custom create a beautifully framed, high quality canvas with a built-in Bluetooth speaker. With Sound Art, you get the best of both worlds. Visit TucsonSoundArt.com for additional info. Use promo code PitStopTV at checkout and receive 10% off of your purchase. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy. With locations in Auburn, Lewiston, Naples, and Saco, Maine, Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine owner Ashley Bullier is a certified micropigmentation specialist who provides professional, safe, and personalized services. You can contact Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine at permanentmakeupinmaine.com, or you can call or text them at 207-358-8683. Whiplash Media specializes in various sim racing resources, including paint schemes, stream overlays, iRacing camera packs, and more. The official graphic and camera provider of Pit Stop TV, and you can grab your iBroadcast cameras today at www.pitstoptv.com. And of course, a huge shout out to BAM Racing Videos by a race fan for the racing community. Go ahead and check them out on Facebook. And Devin, here in the practice, looking at the times, drivers scattered all throughout the field. But if you look at it, there's a driver that is pretty low there on the practice charts. Now, I'm not too sure that he's all, that he's actually running that pace. This might be a little bit of what we call sandbagging, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to see, but I think you'll want to find out yourself, Devin, driver of the number 88, Joseph Causey.
Yeah, hey, Joseph Causey. We're going to get him to the booth in just a second here and talk to the regular season champion.
My apologies. Actually, it doesn't appear we have Joseph Causey.
Oh, no. That's all right. Well, why don't we get last season's champion, Seth Berger, here. We'll pick his mind on what he's got to offer for here at Kansas. Seth Berger, this is Devin in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Coming in right now, you won the championship at this track last season. So, I mean, I know this track brings up some good memories for you. How are you feeling going into the first round, the first race of the playoffs tonight?
It feels like I'm entering the playoffs for the first time again, honestly, since it's open setups and a totally different automobile this season. But definitely like this track. Hopefully the wall is where I'm at all night. But, just ready to hit it like I'm a rookie again, honestly.
I understand that. And you mentioned ripping the wall. I know that you were one of the guys who loves to wall ride around pretty much any track you can get away with it. Kansas really really offers that to a driver. And you can't run on the low side in the short run. However, do you foresee yourself doing any of that, running on that low line, maybe to start the run or anything, or are you going to try and work your way to the top pretty much from the get go?
Honestly, as much as I want to run the wall, I'm going to be wherever's fastest and wherever people aren't because of dirty air. So we're just going to see what happens. Because the bottom, you can't get the bottom working. I'm not sure about long run, but definitely short run, the bottom is going to be fast.
Yeah, and you mentioned the long run here. I mean, Kansas is known to give tons of long runs. Not a whole lot of cautions can happen here, especially if people get spread out. We kind of saw that last season in the finale there. Everybody got spread out, and we went on a very long green flag run. Are you kind of expecting a similar situation tonight with the way these trucks are?
Probably, especially Outlaws is really good caution-wise. We never get many cautions. We have a couple messy races here and there, but I'm definitely expecting long run.
All right. Well, I mean, it's a new season. You said you feel like a rookie. I mean, the playoffs are here. You've had some good runs coming in, not the best finishes, but definitely some speed still there in that truck. Are you expecting to bring that speed and try and pick up momentum tonight?
That's the plan, man. But for a solid month and a half, I was having speed but not being able to finish these races. So it's really just going to be about finishing these races, hopefully.
Yeah, well, I wish you the best of luck, Seth. I mean, you won it all here last season at this very track. Hopefully you can duplicate that success tonight, and maybe we'll be talking to you at the end of the broadcast.
All right, thank you.
And that was the 77 of Seth Berger. We picked his brain here a little bit. The former champion or the reigning champion right now of the Outlaws Sim Series. And now it's time for Emerson to see who he wants to dial up. I believe he's going to get the 42 of Tyler Markle, who's been on a crazy run of late.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyler Markle, by the way, sporting now a very, very nice looking truck there. That black, red, and chrome crazy lace truck. Tyler Markle, pretty sporty looking coming into the playoffs with a little bit of a run on your side as well. How are you feeling heading into Kansas?
I'm not sure about the first round, to be honest with you. I don't care for the mile and a halves, but we're just going to try and finish. But thank you, Devin, for the card. It looks great. I love it. We'll hope to get a top 10, top 5 today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is a good-looking car. Should be very, very fun if you can get it up there and mix it up with some of the drivers up there. Now, again, you've kind of picked it up here on the later end of the regular season with your win at Dover, and then you're kind of backing that up with some great top 5 runs. A great run last week at Iowa. But Tyler, again, you said something, not really feeling the mile and a halves. But I have to say, again, you've kind of picked up just all over the place. Does any of that momentum from the regular season kind of carry over? It's just kind of just like a whole new season. You reset, you throw all of that out the window.
I'm hoping it'll carry over, but like points have reset kind of with the playoff seeding, and I think I'm 4th. I just hope to maintain the points gap that I have to the cutoff line and just get to the next round, basically. Because I don't know how many people get eliminated. I wasn't really looking at that.
It'll be 3 drivers get eliminated after 2 races, so that'll be intriguing to follow indeed. Now, you're down 20th in the practice charts. You said you're not too confident about the mile and a halves, but being this is Kansas, this is almost like a mini plate race. How are you going to play tonight's race?
If I go by like the 2 leagues I'm in right now, I don't think my qualifying shows for anything. I usually start half the time in the back, and I tend to finish better versus where I qualify, so I think I'll be fine. Compared to, I don't know, we'll see. Plate track though, I don't think it'll be like that. I think you'll see all lanes though tonight. Probably mostly everybody starting at the bottom and going to the top. But I kind of prefer the top. I think we'll save tires better up there.
I see. Should be a lot of fun tonight, Tyler. We're going to let you get back to it here. Before too long, you'll have your qualifying. Before we do so, of course, the floor is yours to shout out who we're going to shout out.
Thank you, Devin, for the paint. Thank you to all the Dark Horse guys for the setups every week. Appreciate that. And then just, I don't know, my channel, I'm live. If you want to see it, it's on the card there. And I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to see the in-car point of view from driver Tyler Markle simultaneously with the broadcast, go ahead and check out Crazy Lace on YouTube. He streams his point of view most weeks, and I imagine he's going to start to, especially with running a Crazy Lace truck. And yeah, but once again, thank you for your time, Tyler. Best of luck to you in the playoffs.
Thank you, and have a great broadcast, you guys.
And I appreciate it, Tyler. Thank you for the shout out.
No problem.
Sir, again, that's driver of the number 42, Tyler Markle. Now, Devin, we still have 4 minutes here. I'm not going to throw another interview at you just yet. Let's go ahead and look at what's coming up here on the channel here at Pit Stop TV. I think that would be a lot to look forward to. We do have a lot to look forward to when it comes to the channel. How about, well, tonight was supposed to be a double broadcast, but unfortunately, the Cars Esports Tour event at the Rockingham Speedway did not go as planned heading into tonight's race. So I believe it was due to car count. So they all qualified. The points will be finalized. And all of those updates will be posted to social media when everything gets finalized. I'd imagine McCollum was able to secure his championship bid in the Cars Esports Tour, but you'll be able to see the rest of the point standings when they're finalized there on our social media platforms, which we'll get to in a moment. But tomorrow night, and I very much expect this to go as planned, we have 2 broadcasts simultaneously, which we usually do on Wednesday nights. But tomorrow night on Thursday, we have the Midwest Sim Racing Association Truck Series. They're nearing the end of their playoffs. This is this is their second to last race of the season. We're gonna figure out who's gonna be racing in the championship 4 in a couple of weeks' time for the Midwest Sim Racing Association Truck Series presented by VFW tomorrow night at Martinsville Speedway. Or if you wait an hour, if you're into sports car racing, we have the North American Racing League with their 3rd race of the season at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps at 9:15 p.m. Eastern. That should be a lot of fun Thursday night. And then Friday night, we're back at the Paperclip for the Midwest Sim Racing Association National Series. Same deal there. Second to last race of the season. We're going to figure out who will be the championship 4 drivers heading into Phoenix in a couple weeks' time there as well. That is Friday night, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Again, next Wednesday night, we'll be back here with the Outlaws Sim Series. They'll be at another mile and a half. We'll be traveling to the Bluegrass State with the Kentucky Speedway. But Devin, this later broadcast, dualies tomorrow, then Friday night with MSRA. We'll be back with Outlaws next Wednesday. What do you make of them?
Yeah, some iconic tracks to finish off the week here with the Paperclip at Martinsville. It's going to be beating and banging. Is really the only way to pass there. You got to move them out of the way. That's going to be fun to watch. And then, of course, the legendary circuit of Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium there. That is one of the best circuits in the world. It's so much fun to watch any race there. F1, sports cars, GT3s, LMPs, whatever have you. That is just an amazing track to watch any race. So that is going to be one to watch. And of course, Martinsville again. And then the second race of the Outlaws Sim Series, an elimination race. So we're going to eliminate our first 3 drivers that quickly. It's just back to back to back, just big time events here on Pit Stop TV.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of playoff races, some great sports car races at great venues. A lot is going on. We're nearing the end of the playoffs with the MSRA Truck Series and Xfinity and their National Series. And, of course, we're starting the playoffs here at the Outlaws Sim Series and the Gunman Trucks. A lot of fun. You can keep up with all of the action on our social media platforms, facebook.com/pitstoptv, our Instagram at pit_stop_TV, and our Twitter at pitstoptv_. Those 3 outlets is where our amazing events and Cord says will be keeping us all up to date with all the action from the Kansas Speedway tonight into the playoffs. Should be a lot of fun. Go ahead and check out his updates there throughout the evening. We're live tonight to youtube.com/c/pitstoptv1, and also we are live to our Twitch channel tonight, twitch.tv/pit_stop_TV. And yeah, well, we're wrapping up practice here, we'll take a look at the charts one more time. It is Kyle Lingerfeld who has gone top of the charts by 7/1000ths of a second over last season's champion Seth Berger and our hot shot qualifier Brad Boffalo, the only driver of more than 1 pole in the season, and he's got 6 there in third. Devin, these practice times, we are in for a good one.
Yeah, it looks like these guys waited till the very last second to start setting in practice times. I remember Seth was back in 12th, 13th area, and then he pulls out a lap like that. I mean, we know that he said that he really likes this track. He won here, of course, the championship last season, so we'll see what he can do. Qualifying is now underway.
And that it is, qualifying has begun. It is ticked over here at the Kansas Speedway. And, well, let's see who's making their way out onto the track first. Are there going to be any drivers who take to it early, as the track, I believe, appears to be approaching nighttime here? We do have, how about one of the drivers who made the Final Four last season, driver of the number 81, Max Service, coming out onto the racetrack.
Yeah, Max Service sporting the Swift Dorado as normal for Swift Racing there. The Swift Dorado Max Service, he's going to take to the track first. He wasn't that... didn't look that confident in the truck. It seemed very loose on him when he was practicing earlier. We'll see if he's dialed that in for qualifying now. Runs the high line and get as much speed as possible for his first lap. And man, that is that's something that a lot of guys aren't used to seeing in the series. The orange numbers, the orange wheels, that should be the identifier for the playoff drivers. So our playoff drivers in the field are going to be having orange numbers and orange rims on the truck whenever they, are running in the playoffs. So keep an eye on that if you would like to spot out the playoff drivers. Also on the ticker, the playoff drivers are highlighted in white numbers with white backgrounds with orange numbers. The non-playoff drivers are in orange background with white numbers, as Max Service completes his first lap and sets a 31.465.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a look at the driver who went top of the charts in practice. How about driver number 65, Kyle Lingerfeld, nearly up into the wall as he approaches turn 1.
Yeah, trying to get that turn down as much as possible. Looks like the truck steps out on him in the center of the turn. So close to the wall. Alvo, but he kept his foot in it the whole time, so he's not going to scrub a whole lot of speed there. And he gets down to the bottom again in 3 and 4, running just off of the groove there. You can carry a lot of speed that way. He comes down to the line now. Let's see what he sets.
Lingerfeld Mustaine, top of the charts. Lingerfeld second.
Yeah, Mustaine Jr., another one who was up there close to the top here, a non-playoff driver, trying to play spoiler for these guys tonight.
Yeah, here comes Sean Mustaine roaring down into turn number 3. Mustaine looking pretty sporty, almost up out of nowhere. Landon Lacey's gone up there to second, Ben Park third. How about one of the drivers who was potentially going to win the championship last season, Joshua Balliet, with the Cars Esport Tour race not going tonight. He decided to come run in the Outlaws Sim Series once again. And there's Joshua Balliet in the Bob Ross truck.
That's awesome. Oh, man. Missed Bob Ross, but a great qualifying time for him. Taking a lot of time off from this season. Ran race control for quite a bit. Now he's back just to give it a go in the playoffs here. He's just looking for wins, just trying to collect wins whenever he can. Here is a playoff driver, though. Guy on the cut line currently. Right there, just 4 points under it. Gilliard, he's going to really have to have a couple of very decent finishes to stay in the playoff hunt.
How about this driver? 6-time pole winner on the season, Brad Bothwell. Trying to see if he can go one better as we approach the playoffs here. Going at it for the Pratt Tile and Stone Pole Award. We're right on board with Brad Bothwell, who's trying to get this bad boy up to speed and see where he can place this lean green number 31 machine.
Yeah, so smooth through 1 and 2 there. He's going to look to do the same thing in 3 and 4. His truck just looks so glued to the track compared to Lingerfeld earlier, who was walking it up. A little loose there in the center of turns 3 and 4, but he's able to hold it. You hear that throttle wide open the entire time. He sets his time to the top of the charts. Why not? Oh, and then he's beat
Will
immediately.
Cannon! And oh wait, out of nowhere, a driver who making his first Outlaws Sim Series start, Will Cannon, takes the pole position for the time being. We still have to go through the rest of qualifying, but we hadn't heard from him all season or all last season. Really, I think he made one start last season. This is insane. Just out of nowhere, he shows up and he puts that bad boy up at the top of the trend. Tyler Markle has gone around in qualifying.
Wow, I don't think any of us were expecting that. A guy that's making his first stop straight to the top. And look how close, I mean, 3/1000ths of a second.
I'm sure Bothwell's giving it his all, and well, actually he's reset, so he's not giving it anymore, I'd imagine. Jeremiah Stutzman out on the racetrack. Landon Lacey is headed back out there in the number 53, but here comes Stutzman on his second lap through the start-finish line, or through the tri-oval and the start-finish line. Jeremiah Stutzman will not improve on his second lap, back to his third now.
Yeah, got one more chance to get it right here for the 71 machine. Sitting not where he wants right now, kind of mired in the middle back of the pack currently. He is one to pull strategy though, so even if he does qualify back there, clips the apron in the entrance to turn 3, that's looks like he might be done here. He got a little too low.
How about this truck from Julio Villalobos? This is Dia de los Muertos inspired in this number 45 truck, and I love it.
Yeah, that's an awesome looking truck there. Of course, Dia de los Muertos. Sorry. Of course, is Day of the Dead. That's the Mexican equivalent of Halloween here in the States, where you remember those that have gone before, remember the dead of your families and all of that. So, of course, to all of our Hispanic compadres out there, of course, wishing everyone a happy Halloween and, of course, a happy Dia de los Muertos.
Absolutely. Here comes Joshua Lane Fox, who, well, he's pulled it off the track. Here he did not come. Tyler Markle out on the track.
He had, oh my gosh, he had the playoffs meme on the truck.
I'm sorry?
The previous truck. I didn't even see the number. There it is. Playoffs.
Oh, I see. I see.
Oh, man. I love that, man. I love that. It's awesome.
That's perfect. Tyler Markle out here trying to prove upon his qualifying time with just under 3 minutes remaining. Tyler Markle to the line. He'll put it 10th quickest.
I think that's a little bit better than he thought he was going to do there. Yeah, he's looking pretty sporty tonight. Of course, we know he likes to pull some strategy as well. Having a decent qualifying position is really going to help him out.
Well, still to qualify, we still have Andrew Pratt, Doug Solms, Eric Peck, Andrew St. Core, John Mickey, Randall Barnett, and Andrew Schroeder. I don't imagine they will be taking to the track, so we got a couple minutes here. Devin, let's go ahead and bring up the playoff standings one more time, and let's look at them here. And I'm not going to put you on the spot to say any of the drivers who's currently in, who's going to be out, but if you have to pick a driver who's currently on the outside looking in to make it in to the next two races, who would it be out of Setzer, Fitzpatrick, and Gilliard?
I think if he can stay out of trouble, James Gilliard is going to be looking in the best position. Has a great qualifying run right now. He's been having some great luck of late, showing a lot of speed in that truck, running in the top 5 pretty much every single event. Kind of ran into some trouble last week. Not to his doing, just just had a pit strategy call that went awry, and so he ended up not where he wanted, but still there was a lot of speed in that truck. And if he can keep it all together and have a clean run tonight, I fully expect him to be on the on the inside going into Kentucky and of course possibly moving on.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be a driver I'd pick as well, just because of the story of Gilliard. Of course, last season was on track to at least contend to make the playoffs last season, and was able to compete right around playoff time. Missed the playoffs, obviously, due to missing time. And then, of course, he was able to make the playoffs this season, all for that story, and hopefully it plays out. And who knows, he might be the driver to kind of surprise us as we get into the playoffs. If I had to pick somebody I guess out of Setzer and Fitzpatrick, since you picked Gilliard, Fitzpatrick has had amazing runs at the very start of the season. He was up there in the top 5 for quite a long time at the points. I'd imagine he'd be able to get it done when it's crunch time. Now we'll see if he can prove to be that fast as he was early on in the season, going toe-to-toe with the Performance Sim Sport boys. And it'll be intriguing to see if we have maybe a Kyle Lingerfeld-esque playoff run here, where last season Lingerfeld was kind of looked on as a driver who's going to be eliminated early, and he fought all the way to the last the last lap at Charlotte before he almost had a chance at that Final Four. So Lingerfeld, now in 7th, but last season he was a driver who was thought to maybe have a first-round exit. He went on to win at Martinsville, qualified and pole at Richmond. He put together a great playoff run. Hopefully we can get some playoff runs looking like that, maybe from some drivers we're not really looking at.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put it past Lingerfeld to do a similar situation this time. The guy knows just how to turn it on when it comes to the playoff time. So no matter what's happened in the season, he's not had the best of luck all season long. But for some reason in the playoffs, he can get hot at the right time. So, I mean, it like I said, it's that quick. I mean, you can just turn the switch and then all of a sudden you're on a momentum swing. So I fully expect we're going to see kind of the makings of that starting off tonight. If there's any big moves early on, I expect any caution that we have to be very early in this race, if there is one. But this restart is going to be really, really crazy. And since qualifying is over here, we're going to go ahead and award the Pratt Tile and Stone Award to the first-time Outlaws Sim Series driver, Will Cannon, in the 08. Congratulations to him. He beats out Brad Bothwell by 3 1,000ths of a second, and he is the Kansas winner of the Pratt Tile and Stone Award. Pratt Tile and Stone, serving Central Vermont since 2005.
And we'll keep this gravy train rolling with the 66 of Joshua Lane Fox starting 3rd, the 45 of Julio Villalobos starting in 4th. Row number 3, it'll be the 1 of John Mustaine, the 98 of Theron Elam Jr. making the playoff run now. How about row 4, it'll be the 53 of Landon Lacey, the 33 of James Gilliard. And in row number 5, it'll be the 23 of Ben Park, the 42 of Tyler Markle. Devin?
Yep, then 11th, we'll see Joshua Ballier making his return, and Kyle Lingerfeld looking to have a great run in the 12th position. We just got done talking about him. Seth Fitzpatrick, you talked about Emerson as your pick to get in. He's starting in 13th to his outside, the reigning champion, Seth Berger, in the 77. And we head on to 15th. We're going to see Max Service, his Swift Rado teammate there in the 81 machine. To his outside, Greg Holt starting a little bit further back, but we know he has long run speed on his mind in that number 3 truck. Jesse Adams starts in the 55 machine in 17th, and Matthew Setzer to his outside in the 5, so a row of 5s there. Then we're going to see 19th, Joseph Causey having one of his worst qualifying positions in the first playoff race here. We said that he was struggling a little bit coming in. Could this be a sign? I don't think so. I think he's going to find the long run speed in that 88 truck. And to his outside, the 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman, again, a guy who likes to play strategy. Emerson?
We'll continue on. It'll be the 58 of Joshua Stroud. Vincent Cortez decided he was going to be a driver tonight. That's not true. He's on our social media coverage. Accidentally signed up as a driver. But we'll go on to the next row. John Mickey, Andrew Schroeder. Behind them, it'll be Andrew Pratt, Randall Barnett, and Andrew St. Cyr. Eric Peck make up 27th and 28th. Doug Solms, 29th. That is our 8 driver grid. Getting ready to go here from the Kansas Speedway. The iRacing.com safety vehicle will find its safety in the pit lane. And, well, we are racing from Kansas. How about Landon Lacey all the way? Oh, he's loose. He's sideways up the track. Goes to 53. I was just about to say Landon Lacey was about to go at it for the race lead, and he gained so many spots off that start. He went from 7th, but he's about to go all the way back in contact, and around goes the 7 of Balliet, spinning through the field.
Yeah, he did. Hits the apron down there, gets into the inside wall. I'm not sure who all that took out, but man, that is a rough start for Balliet trying to make his season comeback here, return to the season. A lot of damage there on the back end of the happy trees of Bob Ross. I don't know, they're not too happy right now.
Oh, man. He's trying not to spin back up the track into traffic. We'll go ahead and we'll grab a replay and see what happened as the caution flag is out here at the Kansas Speedway.
Yeah, it looks Landon Lacey getting loose there. Kind of bottlenecked everybody. And there was 4 wide there coming to the end of lap 1.
As you see, look at it, 4 wide there, and just, I think it's a little contact there with Fitzpatrick. Ben Park gets collected. He gets hit by the 33 of Gilliard. Oh, no.
Gilliard, no.
Playoff driver in trouble right off the bat. Luckily, nobody else was involved, but very unfortunate signs for James Gilliard. Hopefully that truck is all right.
He didn't hit the outside wall super hard, but I still imagine there's a lot of damage, enough to affect the aerodynamics of that truck. Oh my gosh, and he's qualified so well again. But he just said he needed to stay out of trouble, and the trouble found him again. Oh man.
Just a little bit of contact. There's the slightest bit of contact, a little bit left front. Oh, that right front. Oh, that right front hurts.
Yeah. The right front definitely hurts there. If he got it a little more like parallel to the wall, probably wouldn't have been as bad damage. But hitting it there pretty much dead on to the right front is definitely going to affect his aerodynamics and how that tire wears going forward. You see the right side of that truck all messed up.
Oh, man, oh, man. And a very unfortunate sign for James Gilliard to start the playoffs. He's going to have to hope for, unfortunately, other drivers' misfortunes through this run at the moment. Unless that 33 truck is just cosmetically damaged, but that right side does not look too pleasing.
No, it's definitely not. May not be in the cards for him this season, unfortunately, unless that truck can have a lot of repairs. I did say that if we were going to have a caution, it was going to be early. And, yeah, that's exactly what happened. He gets tries to stay on the lead lap here. The leaders are coming to the start-finish line. He gets out in front of the pace car, just trying not to, trying to get all points he can right now. So, man, that's such heartbreaking for the 33 truck there. But, man, that was a crazy first lap.
An absolutely wild first lap at that. Very unfortunate what happened there for James Gilliard in that second lap accident. And well, I know he'll be more than willing to talk to us about it, but now what happened, man?
Just a dumb move, going 4 wide on coming to lap 2, I think that was, and not leaving enough room for 4 wide when you make it 4 wide.
I see. Any chance of you getting back out there, or are you just done since you're just here for fun anyway?
Well, even if I wanted to, when I got hit in the rear by the 23, that pretty much screwed the suspension.
I see. I guess that's about it. But I guess are you gonna be watching the rest of the race from the tower?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Just walk back up into race control, back up to my normal spot. I guess I can't get past 2 laps here since I starting the race. I'm getting bullied by everyone on my returns.
Man, Joshua Bally at 2 laps and 2 starts. Most recent 2 starts. Unfortunate. Best luck to you, I guess, on your next start.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, that is unfortunate what happened there. The choices have been made. We're on the 1 to green here. It's Will Cannon and Julio Villalobos, the front row.
Yeah, 2 starts, 2 laps completed. I mean, you can hear the frustration in Joshua Ballier's voice. Just wanted to get out here and run some laps with these guys. Really enjoyed last season. Was a championship 4 contender last season. Just has not been able to put it together this season. Took a little break. Came back in Charlotte and was dumped on the lap 1 there on the backstretch of Charlotte. Got tangled up in a mess that took out a lot of cars that day. So real unfortunate for him. But we're about to go back green flag.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quick before we get to racing here, I want to take a look at the weather. The air temp 75 degrees, the track temp 91 degrees, the winds 11.5 miles per hour flying out of the west. And we are back to racing from the American Great Plains. Challenging for the lead, the 31 up off well to the inside in the lean green number 31 machine to the inside of the 08 of Will Cannon in the turn 1, the bottom side, the 4 of the 31 truck, and he'll slide on up as the new race leader.
Yeah, big move by Brad Bothwell there. Wants to get up front early and keep that truck in the clean air. Clean air here is so important. If you get sucked in that dirty air, the truck, can get so tight off of the turns. So just that much more, chance of getting into that wall off of the turns. Another big mover here, Max Service, already up to 3rd after he qualifying down towards 11th, 12th position there. Made some big moves on both of these restarts and has found his way to 3rd. He's being challenged right now by Landon Lacey, though.
And remember, Landon Lacey on the initial start went from about 7th to 2nd, then got sideways, and everybody bottlenecked, and that's what caused the accident there on lap 2 with Balliet, Park, and Gilliard. And here goes Landon Lacey once again. This time a little bit more patient through the field, but right now up to 4th behind Max Service and trying to see what he can do in that number 53 machine. Max Service, one of the playoff drivers, of course. Lacey understands that, and we'll keep that in mind as he's just here for fun.
Yeah, he's out here to have some fun, try and win as many races as possible. We talked to him after his win in New Hampshire, Gateway, excuse me. And he was saying, he just wants to come out here and race for these guys and get some wins. Knows he joined a little too late to make the playoffs. But here he is looking to the inside of Max Service. Service gives him the lane, but I think Service is going to have the run off of the turn to be able to stay in front of the 53 machine for now. But Lacey's definitely looking.
Yeah, some trouble there for the 45 of Julio Villalobos, and unfortunately, the troubles continue. If you tuned in to the Midwest Sim Racing Association's National Series race on Friday night, they were also at the Kansas Speedway. Those are open setup races as well, and they were in the Xfinity cars there. And Julio Villalobos was great on the short run and struggled after a couple laps. And unfortunately, I think that may be the similar thing happening here. Villalobos dropping through the running order.
Yeah, he got really loose off of turn 2 last time. Saved the truck, but just lost a ton of spots. And that really lit up his tires. You can see his truck is still bobbling around just a bit in the rear end there. Those tire turns, you can see it there. He's struggling. Yeah, big slide out of 4. And, yeah, he's lit those tires up big time with that slide off of 2. And he's just got to get those tires cooled down here if he wants to make this pass, make it stick. You can see the back end wants to come around so bad.
All over the road is that 45. Here comes Ben Park, not sustaining too much damage in that number 23 as he continues on. And look at it, James Gilliard has stayed on the lead lap. Oh my goodness, but that truck is hurt.
Yeah, and then we have a collision on the backstretch there. I saw it at the back of the screen, the 63 truck, and I'm trying to make out the other truck. I think it's the 66 of Land Fox, another playoff driver.
Oh my goodness, there is damage to the right side of Joshua Land Fox's truck. Big damage to that right side. We'll go ahead and we'll grab a replay.
Yeah, him and the 63 truck coming off of 2 while we were talking about Villalobos struggling off of 2. They had a similar situation right behind Villalobos and both got into the wall here. I think the 63 just lost it a bit coming up. Or no, he just came up into him. Oh, and a double hit there to the 66.
And I know Rand. I've known him, as a driver in this series for years. I mean, back to the console series. And I know he knows better than that. I can't. I guess maybe the spotter didn't tell him there's a truck to his outside. That's not okay. That's a playoff driver there that he might have potentially taken out of playoffs just based on how tight it is on that cut line.
Yeah, and it's Fairley looked like he was just trying to slowly make his way forward, protect the tires on the long run. Just gets caught up in not necessarily any fault of his own. I mean, there was nowhere he can go. He's right up against the wall. So, man, we're seeing 2 playoff drivers with big time problems here early in this race.
How about a couple of very, very fast drivers? One of the title heavyweights, Greg Holt, and a new kid on the block, Landon Lacey, going toe-to-toe for 3rd.
Yeah, Greg Holt with a bad qualifying position has found his way to the front very quickly here. We know that truck has long run speed in it for sure. Lacey pushing the 31 machine down the straightaway. Looks like Brad Bothwell's kind of lit his tires up a little bit more than he would like. Greg Holt's truck, though, still running very, very solid times down on the bottom, is able to almost clear Lacey as they come off of 4, and it looks like he's going to try and force his way in front of him there for a minute.
He was trying to, but Lacey, he's pretty good at this racing stuff too. He understands, how to race this track. He's got to stay to the outside of Holt, but Holt will get the better through the center of 1 and 2. He'll clear up down the back straightaway. Landon Lacey loses that out to Greg Holt again. 2 playoff drivers, and the driver making his first Outlaws Sim Series start of the season, second Outlaws Sim Series start of his career, leading the thing, Will Cannon, out there by a half-second advantage. This is absolutely insane, I guess. I mean, we really didn't have any idea how Will Cannon would perform. We only have 1 start on him, and I believe that was at North Wilkesboro at that last season. So we're learning as everybody else is. How about Farron Elam in the Skull Candy number 98 Chevrolet Silverado? Good looking truck. A little hard to make out that number sometimes just based on the chrome, where the light hits it, but that is a nice looking truck.
Yeah, black and chrome truck, similar design to what we've seen from him throughout the season, but that gun smoke chrome.
Oh yeah,
and he is really driving that truck. Slides it off of 2 though, and if he's not careful, he's going to be under fire here long by the 88 truck. The 80 truck is there. Joseph Causey looking to take away that 5th place position on the bottom side of 3 and 4.
Lacey blinking in and out of session there. Elam and Causey go to work as they duke it out for the 5th position. Causey trying to work his way forward. Remember where Joseph Causey started. And remember Greg Holt having to work their way through the field. Now Holt, he started a little closer to the front than Causey did. But remember that Causey started like 20th, I believe. Like, this is a phenomenal first 20 laps of Joseph Causey.
Yeah, I think that those Performance Sim Sports guys, again, set their trucks up for the long run, knowing that these long runs tend to happen here at Kansas. Didn't really have the qualifying pace, but knew that if they kept it clean throughout the run, they would find their way to the front very quickly, and it seems to be that way right now. We're watching the 81 truck, though, Max Service. He's starting to slide back through the field. Ben Park, though, involved in that early incident. He's already making his way back up through the field here as he gets around Max Service, and Seth Fitzpatrick is going to join him.
And Fitzpatrick trying to get himself up into this playoff battle, trying to work his way, slipping by this 81 truck, can't get there. Ben Park slides up. Fitzpatrick trying to maybe get a 2-for-1 special here in that Hooters number 2 Chevrolet Silverado on the bottom side. John Mickey just up ahead, having himself a nice little run, just outside the top 10 there in 11 for the 69.
Yeah.
Oh, Max is in the wall.
Run out. Another playoff driver with issues early. Max Service in the wall off of 2. Tyler Markle's going to go around him on the outside here of 3 and 4. Man, that's 3 playoff drivers with early issues here. And I mean, that's just how it goes to Kansas. Your luck can change oh so quickly, and big time damage right behind the front right tire.
It'll be intriguing to see how Max Service fares in this race, and recall that the playoff points he had coming into this race, though they will help, they're not by any means a guarantee into the next round. And Max Service, a playoff championship board driver from last season, in trouble early.
Yeah, when we talked to him, we were talking to him a little bit before the race day started. He was saying that how much it really just does not like Kansas that much. He doesn't like the wall ride as much as his teammate Seth Berger might. Just not able to hook the truck up the way he wanted around the track in practice. And yeah, he was trying to wall ride there, just got up a little too high and into the wall. His teammate, though, he's under pressure now from John Mickey and Seth Fitzpatrick, last season's champion, falling out of the top 10 here.
And let's remember, Seth Berger, we had 2 Kansas races last season, dominated the Kansas race at the halfway point of the season right before Christmas, and then won the championship at the other Kansas race to close out the season. So Kansas Speedway was a track that the Berger camp had circled on their calendars, and unfortunately it looks like it is not playing out the same way they expect to, or the same way it did last season at the moment.
Yeah, we're 26 laps into the run now. We're going to start seeing those who save those tires, and it just doesn't look like those Swift machines, the Swift racing machines, have really set up the trucks to save the tires there. Big loose getting into the turn, and the back end still wanting to kick around on the 77 truck here through the center and off. Man, he's fighting that truck so bad right now. Loses out on 10th place to Seth Fitzpatrick.
And we will be getting the stage end here in a couple laps. The stage will be scored at the completion of lap 30, which will start to shake up those points. And you'll look at drivers like Setzer and Fitzpatrick, who are outside the cut line, who are currently who are currently getting stage points right now. Matthew Setzer, remember, he was 1 point out. Oh goodness, who was on the cut line? The driver in 10th, I believe that was Fox, who's currently outside of stage point. That would tie up the cut line. But let's also look at Brad Bothwell trying to get himself a playoff point here. 2 laps to go in stage 1. If he wins the stage, he'll get a playoff point out of it.
Yeah, he is putting a lot of pressure on Will Cannon right now as they're approaching some lap traffic. That's the 33 of James Gilliard, I believe, that they are coming to. A lot of damage to that 33 truck. Brad Bothwell running the bottom. Big slide out of 3. He's going to have to concede the spot again, but he is putting a lot of pressure. Wants to get that playoff point at lap 30. He's going to have one more lap to do it here as they come around. But Will Cannon doing exactly what he needs to, putting his truck right where he needs to, just taking the air off the nose of that 31 machine.
Well, let's look at this battle for third. Remember the last time that Greg Holt was on the racetrack, he got into it with his teammate Joseph Causey. They had their little coming together at Charlotte, and now they're going at it toe to toe on lap 30 of 150 here, first race of the playoffs for the 3rd position. And well, we have some action going on around the 10th place position. Jeremiah Stutzman is off the pace, and he's gonna fall out of stage points. This is huge. Will Cannon will win the stage. Bothwell, Holt, Causey, Lazy, Elam, Lingerfelt, Setzer, Fitzpatrick, and Berger will snag that last stage point. Something amiss for the 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman.
Yeah, and he continues his slide through the field. Tyler Markle, the next truck to come onto his rear bumper. Stutzman running that bottom line, giving up a lot of speed down the straightaway. He needs to see if he does it again. Yep, still running the bottom line. Markle to the top here. And I'm not sure what happened to Stutzman. He looks like he's got the speed back in that truck now. But, man, that was a lot of positions lost there when it looked like he was comfortably in the top 10.
We were trying to get the replay queued up here, and I don't believe this is it. Try to re-queue it up here for y'all in a second. Oh, and so here it is. This is Jeremiah Stutzman. This is a couple laps ago off of turn 2, just super sideways. He had to really say, oh my goodness. but he had to catch his truck, and that lost a lot of speed out of that 71 machine.
Yeah, that's real similar to what we saw Julio Villalobos do off of that turn. Very similar situation. Um, and it just lights up the rear tires, and so he's got to get those tires cooled back down, or we're going to see that truck just keep acting up, kind of like we saw the 45 truck do earlier. Running the bottom here, making a ton of speed, gets to the inside of Ben Park, not going to be able to make it stick, but
That nose just took off on him.
Yeah, it's just taking off on him now. I think those tires are about had it due to that slide.
A lot. I mean, this track is tough, and you're seeing the series best struggle with it. Fox, Gilliard, Service, who was a Championship 4 driver last season, Stutzman, second most wins on the season. Drivers like of this caliber, the playoff drivers, struggling with this track.
Yeah, Tyler Markle's been trying to make this pass for quite a while now, not able to get it completed. The top line is the faster line now on the Warren tires, but Stutzman's truck able to hang on and really battle very well here on the bottom. The same can be said for that 23 truck right in front of him. He's trying to clear the 77, finally does. The 77 trying to do the over-under.
Yeah, trying to get the crossover, trying to send it down to the bottom, but Steph, I think, is struggling with his tire wear, trying to see if he can keep it down there, not make contact. They're catching up to Elam as well. This is a little gaggle of trucks here, and the positions they could flop here. We got 3 playoff drivers catching up on a 4th.
Yeah, and almost 3 wide as they get into turn 1. A truck in the wall
Elam
right
in the
front of
wall!
Tyler Markle.
Right, oh my goodness!
Oh, Markle just missed to keep it off of the truck. He's going to lose some positions, but he keeps his truck going as Farron Elam, another playoff driver, finds trouble here early on in this race.
He should be, well, he got into the wall bad, but there's no rear end damage. There's no added insult to injury. He should be okay. He might need a yellow to get back into it, but he should be okay to continue on.
Yeah, Markle doesn't lose out too much. He's only a couple positions there that he lost. Thanks that these trucks have spread out quite a bit. But, man, that was a close call for the 42 machine. Here is now he's under fire from the 75. Another playoff driver there to his inside. They look to take it 3 wide off of turn 4.
Man.
They just make it.
And then they all fan out on the front straightaway. Got to give room here into turn 1. Mickey gives up both spots. Now Marco to the high side. Pratt to the low side. A couple playoff drivers going toe-to-toe here.
Actually, Pratt is not a playoff driver. He just has orange numbers.
Right.
So, a little tricky there for Andrew Pratt wearing the orange numbers. But, man, yeah, he putting up a big fight here. Just, man, some of these trucks are just set up to run so well on the bottom. And Andrew Pratt looks to be one of those trucks as Jeremiah Stutzman has caught back up to Seth Berger. Now Berger making his truck as wide as possible. He's hanging on to that 10th place, wants to keep it for the time being.
You know, Stutzman had that big moment out of turn 2. Oh, man, so close to that wall. But he got that bad boy back into gear. He is still going at it for a top 10 position here.
Yeah, and you can hear he's down on the bottom of that track, really feathering that throttle, getting in. Tyler Markle right behind him, but just not able to get by the 71 truck. He's tried for laps, and it almost cost him there when Farron Elam got into the wall right in front of him, but Tyler Markle running the top side. Jeremiah Stutzman to the low side. Seth Berger also on the top side. Stutzman gets such a run through the center, but cannot maintain the momentum getting off. Not able to complete the pass on Berger this time.
Continue on. Berger way to the high side now, and Stutzman may have something to say here through 4. Here comes Tyler Markle as well. The battle for 10th, and again, stage points they will be awarded at the completion of lap 68 for stage number 2. And this very much could be a battle here. Now, I believe we'll get through pit stops before the stage 2 caution comes out. Oh, big moment for a white truck down on the bottom side of Racing. That's Matthew Setzer.
They have another playoff truck having some issues there. Matthew Setzer losing out a couple of positions. Tyler Markle almost did the same thing as Setzer did, and Jeremiah Stutzman did. He got loose off of 2. So I was thinking turn 4 was going to be the big time problem area, but it looks like turn 2 has become the problem area for tonight for these drivers.
Well, we'll get to see here. This is Matthew Setzer racing Landon Lacey and Seth Fitzpatrick. Remember, Setzer and Lacey have gotten into it once before, and to no avail. That sign was just Setzer nearly getting collected by Fitzpatrick, and Lacey has blinked out of the session, and he might be done for real this time.
Yeah, Lacey, I think he is out of the session. He's falling back down the order. Yeah, I think he is out of the session now.
How about the battle for the race lead? Bothwell right back up to Cannon. The nose ticks off on him on the entry, but he has closed the gap.
Yeah, and I think he's picked up the pace because of that truck that's behind him. That number 3 truck of Greg Holt is coming. Slowly been tracking these guys down. He is almost there on the back of the 33 machine. Bothwell knows that if he wants the lead, now's the time to get it. If he wants to lead laps, he's got to go because that 3 truck is coming. A big slide though off of turn 2 for Greg Holt.
Yeah, Brad Bothwell again trying to get some laps led. He did get laps led early in the race, but trying to get this this thing turned around before Holt gets here and try to secure some stage points for himself.
Yeah, definitely. He wants to get that playoff point by winning the stage if he can. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Bothwell try a strategy. Oh, slide off of turn 2. He's really letting the rear end of that truck hang out. But I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe tries a pit strategy here. These guys will probably have to pit before the end of stage 2. So just how early do you come to make it? You know, do you want to stay out a little bit longer? Do you want to come in early and try and leapfrog the guy in front of you? It's going to be so chaos. Can you make it on a couple more, or, on another stop after that? That's going to be the big question, because you don't want to sacrifice, if you're these guys, you don't want to sacrifice that finishing position just for a playoff point, I would think.
Yeah, Bothwell to the bottom side of the racer. Loose, or is he coming down? If he's coming down the pit lane, that is an awkward way to come down. He might lose a lot of time on this pit entry here. That is a very slow pit entry to what I imagine some of his competitors would be taking this pit entry at.
Yeah, and then also, that kind of signaled his hand here. He's coming early. So now we got to see what he does with all these other playoff drivers behind him. Greg Holt, Kyle Lingerfeld up into 3rd place. Joseph Causey there in 4th. Seth Fitzpatrick 5th. Matthew Setzer in 6th. Jeremiah Stutzman and Tyler Markle in 8th and 9th respectively. These guys might be looking at that, seeing what's happening. I know that Stutzman and Markle are guys who like to take it long. So we'll have to see what happens. It does look like Benjamin Park, though, is going to decide to come in. He makes his pit stop here early, and a lot of guys stay on track.
Yeah, non-playoff driver Ben Park in that 23 is now in the pit lane. And I'd imagine because of the length of the race, if this race was 20 laps shorter or traditional Truck Series race length at 134 laps, the timing of that caution early in the race with Balliet, Park, and Gilliard might have provided the chance for strategy to be. Oh wow! Lighting the rear tires and coming down the pit lane was.
I don't know if he made it.
I don't know
if he made it.
we will see when if he has to come back down the pit lane, if he made it down the pit lane speed. But what I was saying, John Mickey also has come down the pit lane. With the timing, that caution might have allowed the chance for a one-stop strategy. Well, at the way this race is, everybody's going to make a two-stop strategy. It's now when you make that two-stop strategy that really dictates how this race will play out.
Yeah, definitely. And Will Cannon in for his stop here. We're going to check the time on him as we have more playoff drivers. The Performance Sim Sport guys, both of Greg Holt and Joseph Causey, make their way onto pit road, pitting together now. That makes Kyle Lingerfeld the leader now.
Yeah, Kyle Lingerfeld stays out, gets himself a lap led, and is now signaling lower on the racetrack. I imagine he's just going to come in and not allow the drivers to... Oh.
A spinner on pit road.
Looks like it is Julio Villalobos. Villalobos spun on the pit entry as Lingerfeld comes down to pit lane speed. Luckily, it will not impact the entries of of other drivers coming down to pit lane. Seth Berger is in as well. A little slow on the entry. Got it down to 40 miles an hour. Pit speed being 55.
I was so scared that he was going to bring out a yellow there and trap some of these guys who early pitted. Man, that was very interesting there. He was not able to get the truck woed up enough getting in, so I'm sure he incurred a penalty. I don't think the 09 did. I'm trying to look at the timing sheets here to see if the 09 did, in fact, incur a penalty. I'm not seeing it at the moment. It looks like he is fine.
We got the two of Seth Fitzpatrick is in now. I wanted to play out drivers. Matthew Setzer is out there getting laps. So remember, he was on the cut line coming into today's race. He needs to get some bonus points to his name. That lap lead will help. Nearly slid through the box. He did! Fitzpatrick slid through the box. That's going to add to his pit time.
Oh, and these little mistakes can add up. Granted, this is the first pit stop, so you'll have another chance at it. But man, any little mistake like that hurts so much.
Oh, flying down the pit entry. I think he got in, but it was close. Matthew Setzer trying to get down to pit lane speed there.
These guys are pushing it. They're pushing for every little tenth there. And we saw what happened with Brad Bothwell with his slow pit entry. He's actually lost out, trying to do the undercut there. Will Cannon able to get back in front of him. Joseph Causey even able to leapfrog Brad Bothwell due to that slow pit entry.
Here comes Tyler Markle. Playout driver was able to get himself a lap lead. Hands the lead over to Andrew Pratt. Jesse Adams stays out as well. Looks like Doug Solms will be the third. Other drivers down. Doug Solms comes down to pit lane as well. So leave Andrew Pratt and Jesse Adams, the two drivers still out there on the pit lane.
Yep, Tyler Markle, one of the last playoff driver to come in and get his stop. He's going to put it into the box. No issues there. And we'll see him get out, and where he will come out, he'll be on the freshest tires, though, for the second run of this race. We'll have to see how he makes his way back through the field. The tires here fall off quite significantly in the first few laps, and they start to equalize around lap 26, 27, in that range there right before lap 30. So we'll have to see what happens when he comes out, but Will Cannon under pressure there from a different competitor, the 88 machine of Joseph Causey, right on the rear bumper as the 12th car got a little close to him there. But man, we're about to possibly see a battle for the lead here before too long.
I thought we were seeing Fitzpatrick come out in also Jesse Adams and Andrew Pratt have come down to pit lane. I thought we were going to see Seth Fitzpatrick join this battle for the lead. It was actually Tyler Markle coming off the pit lane. He's not too far back there, Tyler Markle, as you see him. Who is that truck right there coming off of down the back straightaway? Is that Tyler Markle? I don't believe so.
No, I don't believe so. And we do have a truck slow right in front of the leaders at 25.
That was Eric Peck trying to get down to pit speed. He might have slid all the way through 3 and 4. Looks like we stay green.
He has damage on the right side of that truck.
Well, we will grab a replay and see what happened to the 25 of Eric Peck. And
he was kind of stationary on the apron there, right in front of these guys.
Yeah, he was. Something amiss on the 25. We'll get the replay. And here we go into turn 3. Peck on the bottom side just snaps on him. He slams the outside wall hard into the outside wall. Spins the bad boy back around, trying to hold on to that thing. And she ain't looking too hot.
No, that's a lot of damage. That was a hard hit coming up there with that second hit where he hit the wall. Tries to put it in the grass there. Keep it off of the track. That's really smart. Stay out of the guy's way. Really couldn't find a way to get it looped around. Comes down pit road. I think he's getting damage repair. I don't know if we're going to see Eric Peck anymore this night. But, man, that was a hard hit.
And to add on to the... I guess to the playoff scenarios. First, we got Joseph Causey breathing down the neck of the 08 of Will Cannon. Joseph Causey trying to get himself another playoff point. By the way, came into today's race 33 above the cut line. What's another playoff point for next round? Why doesn't he say? Trying to find his way around Will Cannon. He still has 10 laps to do it this time by the start-finish line. But as we work our way through stage number 2, want to give a rundown of the back half of the field. Of course, Joshua Balliet the first driver out of the race. He's still on the pit lane technically, but he is no longer contending in tonight's race. James Gilliard has called it a night. He is 26 laps down, and he will not participate any further on in this race in that number 33 truck. Landon Lacey is 26th, 17 laps down after leaving the event. Andrew Schroeder, 14 laps down. He is out of the race, and now Eric Peck has called it a day. He is 6 laps down. Joshua Land Fox in the 66 truck, heavy damage. He got his damage repaired, but he is out there limping around, really. He is 23rd, 5 laps down. Randall Barnett, the other end of that incident with Joshua Land Fox. He's going to put it right there in front of Fitzpatrick. Man, oh man. He's 22nd, 2 laps down, and Julio Villalobos is 21st, 2 laps down. 1 lap down, only Andrew St. Cour and John Mustaine. Andrew St. Cour returning to the series, the Canadian, in that number 12 AC Delco Chevrolet Silverado out there in the 20th position. But we carry on. The battle for the race lead and the potential stage 2 victory rages on through turn 3. Causey trying to get down to the inside. He's got a great run here.
Yeah, he gets there. He pokes his nose underneath of the 08, who's led almost every single lap tonight. Causey is there as they get into turn 1. He has the lane to try and do the slide job off of 2. He sends it into turn 1 and completes the maneuver off of turn 2, sliding in front of the 08, new leader here in Kansas.
Joseph Causey to the race lead, and that is going to put him out in front. He's got to now just drive that baby back home. What are we coming here? This is 6 laps to go in stage 2, and Joseph Causey will potentially add another playoff point to the bank.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly what he wanted. He's still not under fire, or he's still under fire. The 08 not going away, running that top line, and gets the momentum off of turn 2. Is going to get right to the back bumper of the 88 truck, but they both seem to run the similar lines into turn 3. Maybe the 08 running just a little bit higher than the 88, but man, they run very similar lines there. That's not helping the 08's cause at all, trying to get off of turn number 3. But here in turn number 2, this is where we see the big difference. 08 to the top, 88 to the bottom. 88 able to pull away in the center, but the 08 closes right back in as they come off of the turn down the back straight.
You see Causey is really committed to that bottom side. Even though he is cleared to the race lead, he's still there on the bottom side. I am intrigued by the move. I guess it allows him to save the tires a little bit better if, you know, he's off the throttle getting down to that bottom side racetrack. But at that, I don't think he is. Here going to turn 1. Just blips it a little bit, and it eases the truck down there. And I guess that's preserving the right front. I mean, who am I to question Joseph Causey, you know, the winningest driver on the season?
Yeah, I assume that is exactly what he's doing with that blipping of the throttle. Just enough to save enough life in that right front tire as he's trying to put Max Service now a lap down. Max Service, the last car on the lead lap. Fighting hard, though. He doesn't want to lose it. Stays up on the top. A lot of fight there in the 81 after hitting the wall. But, man, he's just found some trouble as well as some of these other playoff drivers. Josh Fox and James Gilliard. Causey clears himself in front of Service. Service did not want to give that up. But now he's going to make way and let the second-place driver of Will Cannon get underneath of him here. Will Cannon trying to clear him off of 4 is not going to be able to this time. All that's going to do is help out Joseph Causey as they come into turn number 1 here. Does look Will Cannon is now completed that pass. But because of all this, that's brought third place in the picture. Greg Holt, the Performance Sim Sports teammate to Joseph Causey, right behind the top 2 now.
I was going to say, Greg Holt is slowly inserting his name into the mix with a lap and a quarter to go here in stage number 2. Joseph Causey, Will Cannon, Greg Holt. The 3 drivers out in front. Greg Holt trying to see if he can take away second place for stage points. And look at the top left of your screen. Look at the 10 drivers that are in the playoffs. 8 of those drivers are in the playoffs. Only Ben Park and Will Cannon, the non-playoff driver, is not getting stage points. If you are a playoff driver not in the top 10 right now, man, you are hurting, and you've got to go to Kentucky with a game plan. Here comes Holt trying to send it down to the inside. I don't know if he can get there. He's going to try. But side by side out of turn 4, it's not going to matter. Joseph Kazi will win stage 2. Will Cannon second. Greg Holt, Brad Bothwell, Kyle Lingerfeld, Jeremiah Stutzman, Seth Fitzpatrick, Matthew Setzer, Ben Park, and Seth Berger the top 10 as they come across the line. Just to confirm, that is the case. And Greg Holt now to the inside of Will Cannon.
Yeah, he's able to complete that move now, so Performance Sim Sports are now 1 and 2. Greg Holt going to try and track down his teammate here and take the lead of this race and try and win this thing now is what is on his mind. These two trucks, again, we talked about it, they are built for the long runs, we think. And it's been that way all season long. These trucks just come alive on the long runs, and it seems to be that way again. The longer these races go, green flag, the better those performance sim trucks are.
Yep, the Performance Sim Sport trucks, Joseph Calzi, Greg Holt, Jeremiah Stutzman, and the like. Those three, again, cleaned out the top 3 slots in the playoff seeding. And that's kind of where they are right now. Holt and Calzi, of course, invert that order, but they are 1-2. Stutzman there in 6th. 5th of the running playoff drivers, right in the thick of it. Let's kind of drop back and see where Seth Fitzpatrick is right in the thick of it, behind Stutzman. Big moment there for Villalobos once again, already 2 laps down. He is struggling, but he is, he's trying his hardest.
Yeah, he's just had, ever since that one big slide, his truck has just not been the same. He is fighting that truck off of every single turn. It is not cooperating with him tonight. Truck that is cooperating, though, is Seth Fitzpatrick. He has driven his way up through the field, up to 7th now. He was up to 5th a little bit earlier. Now he's working on Jeremiah Stutzman, though, for 6th, trying to slowly work his way back after pit stop. And I think it was he slid through his box, so that's why he lost a couple of positions. So, yeah, trying to make up for that mistake. And, man, that's so much speed in that truck, even on the long runs for that Hooters number 2.
Oh, here comes Fitzpatrick looking to the outside. Can he get that truck to stick to the outside? This could be a battle, or this could be the pass for position. This could be a point towards Fitzpatrick's favor. Remember, Fitzpatrick was on the outside looking in, coming into tonight's race.
Yeah, he was, and he's looking to cement himself into the playoffs and kind of give him a sense of relief. I mean, he's still going to have some work to do at Kentucky, but at least you're on the inside. That's all that matters when you go to the elimination race, because then the fate is in your hands. So a lot more so than having to, battle the guys that are above you. But, yeah, he completes that pass now, working the top side of the track around Jeremiah Stutzman. And he will take over the 6th place now. He's got Kyle Lingerfeld in his sights just ahead of him down the road to try and get back into the top 5.
So Seth Fitzpatrick putting on a great run here to try to solidify himself as a force to be reckoned with. As we thought at the beginning of the season, Fitzpatrick was going to potentially be one of the title heavyweights just because of how consistent he was. He kind of fell off there in the middle part of the season. And he's sideways there as he clips the seam, I believe, with the right rear tire. That 2-truck got sideways. He's able to continue on. But a big moment there, a little scary moment there for the 2 of Seth Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, luckily he's not going sliding through that infield portion of the backstretch like we've seen some trucks do tonight. But, yeah, he is letting it all hang out there in that truck, trying to bring this thing home in the top 5, get the best finish he can get. And, yeah, he's doing a marvelous job this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. He has turned it around for sure compared to the runs he's been having. A little update up front. Greg Holt is half a second back at Joseph Kazi. That gap is kind of stagnated, but we did mention that we'd keep an eye on them. Again, those 2 teammates. Pretty sporty all season. They got into it a little bit at Charlotte, and Greg Holt took a couple weeks off, cleared his head, especially since he was locked in, and ready to go here. Here's a battle between Ben Park and John Mickey. This is the 12th position. These are non-playoff drivers, but still a battle within the race, and they're going at it hard. Mickey having a quiet little run. This is right behind last season's champion Seth Berger.
Yeah, Seth Berger's truck just not looking sporty tonight here on the long runs. I'm not sure what's going on with that truck, but his teammate collected the wall earlier, Max Service. He's had some issues tonight, and then Seth is just not. I don't know if he's just that not comfortable in that truck. He was talking about how he did not know how the truck was going to be on the long runs, and it kind of looks that way. He's just not too sure of the truck at the moment on the long runs, and you can kind of see that the longer the run goes on, the more that 77 falls off. Unfortunate for last season's champion, as much as he's dominated this track in the past in the Outlaws Sim Series.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking about dominating, I guess I'll do my due diligence. And also, we have a little bit of smoke there off of turn 4. Something amiss for driver Villalobos, I believe, has looped it around. A lot of right front damage. That 45 truck looks very beat up.
Yeah, Julio Villalobos just not having that truck under him tonight from the get-go. Had the big slide off of turn 2, and then again another big slide in 3, trying to get around Barnett and slides and almost collects him.
Oh man, hold on to it. Oh, right back up on the racing surface.
Right in the middle of the track, right in front of Seth Fitzpatrick. He just lets it hang out there while he lets guys get around him. Very considerate. Enough time for people to react and not run into him. But man, that 45 is looking very rough here. I'm not sure he's going to be able to continue in any, with any competitive pace at all now. But he's still out there fighting it. But man, that truck has just had some handful moments tonight.
Absolutely. Well, real quick, I was just going to update what's going on in the World Series after last night's Game 1 and the Braves taking that game 6-2 over the Astros. Through 2 innings, the Stros are up 5-1 on the Braves in Game 2. Just that little quick update, because we're going to step aside, and on the far side of this break, we'll come right back to this battle that is starting to brew up between Causey and Holt. We'll see if they'll play nice on the far side of this break. All right.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with the speaker is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence. Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Welcome back, race fans, to the virtual Kansas Speedway. Brad Bothwell is in the pit lane, and I'd imagine this is going to be a massive undercut on his competitors to try to see if he can play any sort of strategy to improve his positioning in this race. We kept our eyes on the battle for most of that commercial break on Holt and Causey. They closed up, but nothing really came of it. Holt that once again lost a little bit of time after getting a little bit sideways, and well, we're still at that stalemate. Will Cannon is been overtaken by Kyle Lingerfeld, who is, again, we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Kyle Lingerfeld maybe one of the, last season had one of those runs where he just kind of flipped the switch into playoffs, and he was going to be a force to be reckoned with come playoff time last season. And he ended up winning at Martinsville and all that good stuff, and looking like a similar thing today. Before we get too far into things, want to give a shout out to our partners here at Pit Stop TV, of course. Tucson Sound Art, your picture, your music. Use code PitStopTV at checkout for 10% off of your wall-mounted sound art device today. I want to give a shout out to Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine. You deserve the best care that money can buy. Also, shout out to Whiplash Media, the official graphic and camera provider of Pit Stop TV. And, of course, BAM Racing Videos by a race fan for the racing community. Go ahead and check them out on Facebook. And we're well into this race, Devin. A little early, I think, on Brad Bothwell's pit stop. But what say you?
Yeah, it's a little bit early. He's going to have some work to do on this run. I'm not sure he can make it. It's going to be very close for him to make it on that stop. I fully expect that these guys go another 10 laps at least. Right now they're sitting about 43 laps on this run. 53 laps seems like a good time. That'll put them right about halfway in this run. They'll do 53 and 53 and 53 for the most part. So I fully expect to see that. A truck who's been struggling, Julio Villalobos, he's brought it into pit road.
Oh, Will Cannon! That was a little bit of a last-second decision to come down to pit lane.
Yeah. That's kind of like what he did the last time, but he made it, and he makes it again. But yeah, that decision to pit early by Bothwell, we'll see what happens here. This will be the telltale. He was a little bit up on Will Cannon, but we'll see what happens now.
In that first pit box, you love to see it, and you have the least to worry about on pit exit when it comes to pit lane speed. Of course, there's some pit lanes where that's a little bit of a mirage, I'd say. Like Texas, the pit exit is so long, and here, he was able to get through the pit cones before he broke pit speed. But there's tracks like that. Speaking of what's going on here, how about Holt closing back up to Joseph Causey? Does he have anything to say this time around?
Yeah, Holt's been kind of just biding his time right behind Causey, keeping it about a half a second. He's closed it into about a 10th now, just a couple car lengths between these two competitors, these two teammates, as they head through 1 and 2, running about the same line, still on the bottom of the racetrack through that turn. These trucks seem to be set up to run that way, running on the bottom and both turns now, just trying to take the lane away as Joseph Causey, it seems like, really pushing off the turn, and Holt gets a way better run. He's going to send it to the outside. Let's see if he can make it happen. Causey's truck's been glued to the bottom for the most part in 1 and 2. Holt going to keep his truck in the center, try and dive it off the turn. This is a battle for the lead here as we get into the heart of pit stops.
Playoff time is now, and the two title heavyweights now have to go at it toe-to-toe right on the same racetrack, and Causey's coming in. Here comes Holt. We'll get to see their pit entries live.
Both of them almost sideways as they get off of turn 4 into the pits. Able to keep it off of each other and maintain a gap of about the exact same of what they were running on the track. That is very impressive by these two drivers, but I would expect nothing less from our two title heavyweights, the guys who've won the most races combined in the season, other than or more than any other driver, I think. And man, they are letting it put it to the test here. I'm watching Brad Bothwell on track on my secondary screen, seeing where he's going to come out. Causey's going to beat Holt off of pit road. Brad Bothwell is
Lingerfelt's in. Fitzpatrick's in. Sorry to cut you off there.
Oh no, you're good. I was trying to find where Brad Bothwell is on the track.
He's long past him. He's off of turn 2. Causey is at pit exit cones. Now it's what kind of an advantage, or how much of that advantage can Bothwell hold over the course of time, while Lingerfelt, Fitzpatrick, they are both in the pit lane and they're both getting their service.
Yeah, that was a much better pit stop that time by the 31 machine. And we'll have to see if he can hold it. The 09, I'm looking at him. He's right behind the leader, so he came out behind Joseph Causey, or sorry, the 08, I'm sorry, of Will Cannon. He came out behind Joseph Causey and Greg Holt, who came out again right beside each other almost, the 88 and the 3. But now that we're getting through these pit stops, about 53 laps to go. They can definitely make it the rest of the way. So, I mean, it's game on from here. What do you got to the end of this race?
Absolutely. Well, what's going on now is we're approaching that 2/3 mark, right there, lap 100 to 150, final third of the race. Matthew Setzer is out there getting laps led, getting himself those points, all important as we get into the playoffs. We talked about the margins coming into today's race. Drivers 4th through 13th separated by 14 points. Max Service is stopped on the pit lane. Is he out of gas?
I think Max is out of gas, possibly.
Oh, no.
Yep, I'm hearing out of gas. The 81 out of gas.
Oh, my goodness. This could be huge in terms of the championship and the points. That's a lot of spots he's giving up there. I mean, he was already not having the best of days, but he's going to give up a couple more with that. Setzer is in the pit box. Seth Berger is down and away. Well, Max Service has to wait out the tow. And we'll see here how long it takes for Service to tow back to the pit box, and then get the fuel into the truck and then get that truck back fired up. That is a lot to juggle there for the 81 of Max Service.
Yeah, that's a lot of spots lost. He's luckily some other guys have had some trouble too, but he's really going to have to put together a big-time race at Kentucky next week.
Absolutely.
To keep himself safe. Tyler Markle, we've seen him really stretch this fuel as long as he can. He should definitely be good till the end of the race. We also see, Adams is coming in there in the 55. And I think that only leaves race leader Pratt, who's making his way in now as well. So,
Service is down and away.
Yeah, still a long pit stop there from Service, but
That's 66
still on the
seconds.
track. Still on the track.
104 seconds down the pit lane. Let's just look at his competition. Brad Bothwell.
Yeah.
He lost a minute running out of gas and having to tow back to the pit box. That is a lot of time.
He was already 3 laps down. This is going to put him 4 laps down now, I believe, at this point in time. No, it is 3 laps. So he was 2 laps down. Now he is 3 laps down, I believe, as they come around. We'll make that clarification here when they come to the line. Everything kind of gets reset there.
Everybody's gonna have to cycle back out through the scoring loops. Pratt's still coming off the pit lane now, and getting the speed here. Solms. We still have a couple laps here before everything cycles back out, and we can get a clear snapshot at what's going on through the field right now.
Yeah, and Tyler Markle was a lap down. He came in again, he was the last one
Whoa,
really to pit
3-1 with
of these
Holt.
guys. Yeah, he's battling these leaders, trying to get his lap back. Wants to get back on the lead lap. Ran it till it was pretty much plumb dry. And he's got the freshest tires, so he should make quick work of these guys. I will tell you what, though. Causey and Holt are catching Brad Bothwell so quickly.
Big time. Quickly. This is going to be huge. Plus, you got to think about Bothwell having to go toe-to-toe with last season's champion Seth Berger, who's just gone a lap down. Tyler Markle trying to get his lap back. This is going to be huge. I don't know. Bothwell has it in him here. Causey's closing at a big-time rate. Markle slides right between them.
Yeah, and what this does is opens the door for Causey. Causey can just follow the 42 truck around. He does. He's to the inside of the 31 machine. Causey clears the 31 machine before they even get through the turns, turn 1 and 2, and that leaves the door open for Greg Holt. He's going to follow his teammate now. This has gone really bad in a couple of turns for Brad Bothwell, trying to hold off these guys. Pull the undercut is unsuccessful. He pretty much gives up those positions without too much of a fight. Joseph Causey back to the race lead.
And as that battle between 3 playoff drivers at the head of the field goes on, how about the next 3 playoff drivers in the running order? Stutzman, Lingerfeld, Fitzpatrick, toe-to-toe here for the 5th position.
Yeah, we see Lingerfeld. He's really good on the long runs. He was up to 3rd before the pit stop cycle started, so I fully expect to see that 65 truck getting back to the front. Right now he's kind of
Joseph Causey back down the pit lane.
Ooh, I'm not sure what that's about. I'm not hearing anything on the radio.
Oh my goodness, something amiss for Joseph Causey. Did he short fill? What's going on here for the 88 of Causey? He's getting fresh tires. Oh my goodness, and down and away. 2 right sides and fuel.
Was it a fuel stop? Could they not make it?
Is it that, or did he... I have no idea. That's such an awkwardly timed stop, but you'd imagine they can make 50 laps. You can. I mean, they're on 100% fuel, and you can go 60 laps in a cup car.
I was looking back on it, and what was it? Max Service ran out right at 50 laps.
This could be an extended play here from Joseph Causey. Does anybody follow a similar
you know who that benefits the most? That benefits the guys who pitted last. Tyler Markle, again with a fuel strategy call. I mean, he can make it to the end.
He should be able to. It'll be intriguing to see how this all plays out. I'd imagine Holt is probably going to try to save that number.
Yeah, Will Cannon is back in.
Will Cannon? Oh my goodness. What is...
Yeah, so I think they couldn't make it on fuel. I think it 53 laps is what they had left. I thought that was the fuel window. I don't think that they could have made it. So they're coming back in, really short pitting this. Joseph Causey again took 2 tires. Looks like Will Cannon's going to take gas only to the end here. Yep, gas only for the 08. Here comes the 65. Or no, he's just low on the track. My fault. So he's down away. No other takers at the moment. The 3 truck is still on the track.
Well, we just had a round of pit stops.
What a huge turn of events here.
We're getting another round of green flag pit stops. Wow. I don't quite know what to make of this. I'd imagine with Causey taking 2 right sides, that's going to help a lot. You fought a lot of drivers, it took fuel only there. Will Cannon. I'd imagine a few others would. But if any are watching the broadcast while they're racing and maybe they're hearing us, maybe they will take 2 tires when they come in. This will be intriguing. Indeed, wow.
Well, if this is indeed your last pit stop, especially with how important this is for the race at this point in time, you got to make sure everything's perfect. It looks like Causey and Will Cannon both got away unscathed These other guys are trying to take it as long as they can. I'm not sure. Maybe praying for a caution. Greg Holt, Brad Bothwell, Kyle Lingerfeld, Seth Fitzpatrick, Jeremiah Stutzman. I think Stutzman stretched it as long as he could. I'm not too sure.
Here comes
but,
Holt.
Yep, here comes
Sideways,
Holt.
here he comes. Well, you know what? You said the field window is about 50, 51, 52 laps. You'll look straight to a driver like Kyle Lingerfeld, who pitted on lap 99. And he's going to be like right there. He can save that amount at that. Kyle Lingerfeld may be the highest running driver that could take advantage of this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he might have to save a lap or two, which is definitely possible here, and that might be why he is kind of
he's
slowed
taking 4
up.
tires, Holt.
Oh, Holt's taking 4. Okay, so he's thinking that it's okay. 37 laps, I can really start to catch these guys. Here comes Brad Bothwell down pit road.
Yeah, Bothwell is in. I wonder if Lingerfeld's going to try.
Yep, Lingerfeld is now the race leader. He has inherited the race lead. Right behind him, Seth Fitzpatrick, Jeremiah Stutzman. That is our top 3 at the moment. I'm trying to look here. Greg Holt back on the track.
Remember when Bothwell pitted and we thought that was super early? Well, I guess he was committing to the 2-stop to the end. And at that, getting the most out of his tire life.
It looks that way. Jeremiah Stutzman is in.
Jeremiah Stutzman, the strategy genius we look to most weeks. He has come down to pit lane, and he feels he cannot make that number.
Yeah, and he pitted right there just 1 lap later. He pitted a lap later than Kyle Lingerfeld and Seth Fitzpatrick.
Oh, man. This might not be in Lingerfeld's. Lingerfeld's gotten passed on the racetrack, not coming down to pit lane. He's got passed on the racetrack for a race
He's
lead.
saving. He is saving. I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing. He's got to be saving. Both him and Seth Fitzpatrick probably just sitting here toying with each other, trying to out-save each other at this point. They only have to save maybe 2 laps.
Right.
Maybe 2 laps is all they need to save, and they can do that if you're playing it right. We'll see what they do here in the turns. Oh, yeah, he's letting it coast a lot more than normal.
Yeah, he's trying to get every little drop out of that thing back to the number, and you know what? He got passed, and he picked it back up. So Lingerfeld trying to keep his clean air while saving fuel in a gaggle of lap trucks, passing his teammate who's in the playoffs, and a lap truck there of Joshua Fox. Greg Holt trying to get his lap back. Oh, my goodness. There's so much to play for. Lingerfeld's going to go up and block, maybe. Well,
He tried. He tried. Definitely tried to block it. They know that Holt's on 4 freshies, I'm pretty sure. So they know he's going to be coming. He's got an entire lap to go. He's got to make an entire lap to catch these guys. We kind of saw a similar situation last week where Landon Lacey was trying to do the same thing to Jeremiah Stutzman, but was unable to get it done. They only had, I think it was 25 laps last week to do that. This time we have 32 laps, so a little bit longer, but we did see that Landon Lacey's tires really equalized before he could catch him. So this is a very interesting move for these guys trying to make it here. But, I mean, that shakes up this field so big. Kyle Lingerfeld first, Seth Fitzpatrick second, Matthew Setzer in third, Tyler Markle in fourth, and Seth Berker in fifth.
How about 2 drivers that were outside the cut line coming into today's race? 2 of those drivers are on the podium right now.
And that's what you got to do. You got to play these strategies, work the race backwards, and that's what these guys have done. 23 of Ben Park is in. Huge gaggle of trucks here in front of Joseph Causey.
Oh my goodness. This is like a restart out here. Oh, this is Berg on the bottom side, Pratt in the middle. Max Service up high. They're going to be 3 wide in front of Joseph Causey trying to work his way by. That's a passer position, by the way. Causey on Berger right in the middle of the Swift Racing trucks. Here comes Barnett, and it's the Hornet's Nest out here.
Yeah, big Hornet's Nest. I wonder if Seth is going to try and stretch it to the end. I'm not sure if he will or not.
John Mickey is in. He was in 10th. Down the pit lane in that 69 truck.
Yeah, John Mickey Man, this is really shaking up this race with not being able to make it on fuel and then really short pitting here.
I had no idea the strategy would come to play like this, and now it's getting a little hard to follow. But we have a battle for the lead, potentially trucks trying to save that amount. Lingerfeld and Fitzpatrick, either that or they're hoping for a late race yellow. Then you have Matthew Setzer, who's quite a ways back. He's 4 laps better on fuel than these two drivers on your screen. Then you think of Tyler Markle, who just got passed by Joseph Kazi, who is maybe trying to inherit the race win. Well, now Kazi will blow right on by Tyler Markle.
Yeah,
oh,
they
near
make
contact! Side by side
Tyler,
through the tri-oval.
he doesn't want to give it up too easy.
Man, oh man, Holt, remember, he's fighting through that hornet's nest as well. He's gone through a lot of it. Markle still laying on the right rear quarter pane of Kazi. He's not done.
And Kazi gets loose off of turn 2. They're side by side as they come down the backstretch into turn number 3. Kazi drives it in deep, though, to turn number 3. Will he clear the 42 truck this time? Through the center of the turn is where that inside line is the best thing, but he cannot clear him.
Tyler Markle laying on that quarter panel. He drove it in deep to the outside. They went side by side through 3 and 4. Here comes Greg Holt.
Yeah, Holt going to make this a 3-way battle for position. This is, I mean, they're just over a lap.
Oh, here comes Holt to the bottom side,
Holt to the
3
bottom,
wide.
3 wide. Oh my gosh, what racing between these playoff drivers.
And Holt's going to get a 2-for-1 special. Remember, Holt's on 4 tires. Kazi's on 2.
Yeah, the thing is Marco didn't
in
pit.
The pit lane.
Marco didn't pit so much later than these guys. Maybe only about 6 to 7, maybe 10 laps. 10 laps. No, 6 laps. 6 laps older tires on Tyler Markle than the 2 on Kazi. So that's why he's able to keep up with him so well.
Well, now there's 2 drivers still out there trying to stretch the field. Kyle Lingerfeld and Matthew Setzer, who's 4 laps better than Lingerfeld, but he's only got a 5-second advantage over Greg Holt. That's the one of John Mustaine that I was getting confused with earlier with Fitzpatrick. There's the one up there to the outside of Setzer.
Yeah, and, the best one right now is going to be Kyle Lingerfeld. If he can save fuel here, he is going to be sitting pretty. He is just over, just about a straightaway behind Greg Holt. Greg Holt trying desperately to get back to Lingerfeld, maybe hoping that Lingerfeld cannot save the fuel. But if Lingerfeld can save it here, he can do a lot of damage and get himself solidified to the next round pretty quickly. And that's what he is trying to do tonight. He lets Brad Bothwell go underneath of him. There's no sense in battling at this point. You gotta save the fuel.
He got back on the throttle kind of quickly there. At that, I don't know if he's just hoping for that yellow or he can make his number already, or I don't know. But Lingerfeld, he's got an 18-second advantage. I would be even if it's unlikely, I'd be trying my hardest to make that number. 18 seconds, that's a lot of time. You can be saving fuel big time.
Yeah, and then I'm sure it's so close on any calculator that he has right now. It's so close on fuel. And, I mean, a guy who's had just a very rough season in general, to get a job like this done, to play this strategy and have it work out, would be so huge. And we said again, Kyle Lingerfeld can turn it on when it comes to the playoff time if he gets in, and he might be showing us a glimpse of that heating up as we come here towards the waning stages of Kansas.
He's not really putting the clutch in or anything like that to save fuel. Joshua Lane focuses off the pit lane there. He's just letting it run naturally. I either imagine here he's not trying to save the fuel at all, and he's hoping for a yellow, or he's already made his number, which I don't know. I feel like you need to be saving the entire run if you're going to make up 2-3 laps. But we continue on. Remember when Max Service ran out? I mean, that's huge. You know why he was trying as long as he was, because it was that close. And Tyler Markle pitting at the early yellow and then going as long as he could on that first round of pit stops. And now he puts himself here. I mean, I know he's behind Holt and Kazi, but it's still a great run for Tyler Markle at that if he can finish it off. Oh, sideways stay for Lingerfeld.
Yeah, gotta keep it under you, of course. You are the leader. You can't get overly excited. You got a bunch of fast trucks who've just pitted behind you here. There's Stutzman and the 69 there getting by him. Man, it's just going to be so close. Greg Holt not taking a second a lap. We
Oh,
had about
Tyler
20 laps to
sideways
go.
behind Pratt. Sorry to cut you off there.
Oh, you're good. But I was gonna say, yeah, we're coming to 18 to go this next time around, and Greg Holt is only a couple of tenths, about maybe 6 to 7 tenths faster than Kyle Lingerfeld at this point in the race. So I mean, he is faster, but is he enough? You know, this is kind of like we see in F1 series sometimes where guys, you know, we've seen it with Lewis Hamilton one time at Hungary. Came and got 4 fresh tires and was able to chase down Max Verstappen in the waning stages of that Hungaroring race and take the victory very convincingly. And Greg Holt trying to do a similar situation here, but on an oval, and you could just chew that right front tire, though.
Oh, but he's sideways through the entry of
He's
one.
pushing it. He is pushing
goodness.
it hard. And we saw this last week with Lacey. We saw this with Lacey trying to catch Jeremiah Stutzman, who pulled a similar strategy, just pushing as hard as he could to catch him and just not able to get there. The tires, ultimately, his downfall started to equalize with about 10 laps to go. Like I said, we do have a little bit longer run this time, so that could help Greg Holt, but it could also hurt Greg Holt. But we do know that 3 truck is good on the long runs. We'll have to see what happens.
Meanwhile, Tyler Markle dropping through the running order like a rock. Behind Seth Berger, getting passed by Bothwell now. Tyler Markle, try as he might, he is dropping down to 8th, and his strategy, even if he makes it to the end, might not pay off as much as he'd like.
Yeah, it looked really good there for a minute, but these guys caught on to the issue
near
that
contact between Berger and Bothwell, sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, these guys caught on to the strategy and knew that they had to come down and get fuel in the trucks quickly, and they were able to make the adjustment quickly enough to cover off any kind of fuel strategy game, except for Kyle Lingerfeld.
I just can't. If Lingerfeld's only 2 or 3 laps short, I can't imagine why he's not trying to save it right now. If he's like 6 laps short, okay, you know, that's really hard to save. But either he's made his number and I'm just talking out of it right now, or I don't know what's going on here. But Lingerfeld, he was pulling from Matthew Setzer there before even Holt got by Setzer, so I got no idea. I'd imagine Lingerfeld feels he can make that number.
Yeah, or he just realized that he can't, because he's now running pretty much the same lap times as Greg Holt is. At this point in time, they were only 2 tenths off each other. Greg Holt 2 tenths faster than the leader last time by. We'll have to see as we get closer in this race. There's a big gaggle of trucks right in front of the leader there. You can see them all entering turn 1. He's going to have to get through this pretty quickly. But, man, with coming to almost 10 to go here, 13 to go right now, this is going to shape up to be one wild finish.
You know, the way trucks get sideways here, and the amount of trucks that are running at gaggles, I don't think it's out of the question that Lingerfeld could be hoping for a late race yellow. And his chances aren't that low. I mean, I know the Outlaws Sim Series, a late race yellow is very low in that, but I mean, look up there, like that gaggle, 4 trucks nearly came together right there. I mean, the likelihood of a yellow was not far gone if Lingerfeld is hoping for one.
No, they're not. And I mean, it's though this series is so clean. These drivers normally keep the pace of this truck up, and they keep this race clean. It is going to be a big ask to see if we can get a yellow here from anyone. But I mean, we've seen stranger things happen for sure. So we'll have to see what happens as we get towards the end here. Yeah, Bristol Dirt with, what was it, like 4 laps to go, we had that caution.
He was the late race yellow as the leader.
And a lot of trucks in the guy go right in front of him here.
See, Fitzpatrick, Markle, Stutzman, Fox, Mickey. Four of these drivers were positioned. Markle right up the track on Stutzman. Here comes Fitzpatrick. Mickey trying to gain a spot out of it as well. They got 12 to go here.
I think we're at 10 to go now.
Oh, they'll be coming around at 10 to go. You're right. So they're on 11 to go
Yep.
right now. My bad. But we continue on. Stutzman, Markle, and Fitzpatrick trying to follow Markle through. But Markle is actually dropping, so maybe Stutzman actually getting the spot on Markle. Markle might fall outside the top 10 here. This is... Mickey is not for position, but Mickey is 14th, one lap down. Sideways is Stutzman.
Sideways.
Man, what a catch.
These guys are battling hard. And this could be what what Kyle Lingerfeld wants. These guys to battle hard and just collect each other a little bit. Maybe give himself the win if that's the case. They're coming up. They're coming up to Seth Berger, who's kind of gotten real slow on the track, and man, powering around the outside there. Seth Fitzpatrick.
Tyler Markle is going to power by Seth here as well, and he's on old tires, man. Something to miss on the 77.
I wonder if the 77 is just a couple of laps short, kind of like Lingerfeld there, and he's trying to save all he can to make it to the end of this thing.
A lot of unknowns as we are here deep in the heart of the American Midwest and the Great Plains. Kansas Speedway has put on a show tonight, a strategic show at that. And into the waning laps here, this time by as Lingerfeld crosses the line. It'll be 7 laps to go from Kansas. He's got a 17.5-second lead, and the question is, can he make it on fuel? If he can't, when does he run out? If he can make it to the white flag, can he run out on the white and coast it back around? What's going to be the case? What is going to be the deal for the 65 of Kyle Lingerfeld? And he's coming in.
I hear he's pitting.
Oh no! And that'll do it in for Lingerfeld. Maybe hoping for a yellow at that, and he is on the pit lane.
Yeah, this is going to be a splash and go. Watching how Greg Holt is. Greg Holt now exiting turn 4, so he will inherit the race lead. Matthew Setzer is going to be the second place car. Joseph Causey will be our third place car right now. They all go by. Here comes the rest of the top 10. Kyle Lingerfeld now falling back. He's going to probably come out maybe just in front of his teammate there, Farron Elam. Actually, maybe behind Farron Elam. So he'll come back out in 11th place.
Well, Elam's coming across the start-finish line now, so he might be okay. Elam, very slow. I think he's trying to save. Elam is very much off the pace.
Oh, he's definitely trying to save, I think.
Well, that is put a new bow tie on this race. Greg Holt now trying to tie teammate Joseph Causey for most wins on this Outlaws Sim Series season. He's got a 2.7-second advantage over Matthew Setzer. A couple more back to Joseph Causey, who was not able to get around Matthew Setzer if Setzer can make it. Now, I'd imagine it's going to be close. Remember, Lingerfeld pitted with 6 laps to go in this race. Setzer was only good by 4 laps on Lingerfeld. This could get interesting for the second place position.
Yeah, and the 5 has backed it off quite a bit. He lost a lot of time that last lap to the 88 car.
So second is not all decided just yet. It's only a second between second and third. And he is very low on the back straightaway. Setzer trying to save and stay in front of Causey.
Yeah, he is saving big time. You can hear the trucks almost, I think it's off coming into the turns.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think he's going to be able to maintain second place doing this. He'll probably have to hope for third.
Yeah, it is off. He's not just clutching it. That is off. Actually, I think that might have been clutching. I forgot these trucks idle at about 1100 RPM or 1180 RPM. I believe it was Farron Elam who was hit the pit lane, which will put a damper on his playoff hopes. Trying to make it to his number, trying to fend off Joseph Causey. I don't know if he's going to get Kazi. He's trying to make his number now. Here comes Kazi to the outside for second.
Yep, 2 to go. Can the 5 truck make it and hold on to third place? There in the background, you see a non-playoff driver. The only non-playoff driver in the top 10, Andrew Pratt, is there in 4th place, looking to steal away a podium. His first podium of the season, I believe. If he can make it stick here, trying to catch this 5 truck who is desperately trying to nurse that thing around and make it to the end of this race.
Speaking of end of this race, he has taken the white flag presented by Tucson Sound Art, www.tucsonsoundart.com. Greg Holt took a couple week hiatus to reset himself mentally for the Outlaws Sim Series playoffs. And what that has done, as it has put him in a position to compete. And he, by 5 seconds, is long clear of teammate Joseph Kazi. The battle for third through 3 and 4. Pratt will get third, but Greg Holt will get his third win on the season.
5 is out of gas. 5 is out of gas coming to the line. He's going to make it, but he's passed by the 2 and the 31. But he did make it 6th place for the 5 truck out of gas.
Setzer, damage control there, was trying to get as many points as he can. Fitzpatrick, a great run for him, being outside of the cut line coming into today's race. But the best run, definitely for the 3 of Greg Holt, as he may be out, or he may be very low.
Yeah, I don't know if he just put enough in there just to get it to the end of the race. He did take 4 tires, though, so maybe he did. Right. Is he getting a push? I think he's getting he's getting a tap there. So I think he did put enough in there, getting it with 4 fresh tires. All of the Performance Sim Sports guys come to the front stretch.
And there it is. Enough for a donut.
Down.
A well-deserved victory for the 3 of Greg Holt for his 3rd win on the season. He'll lock himself into the next round of the Outlaws Sim Series playoffs with this victory, provided he starts next week, of course. He does have to start Kentucky to be locked in to the next round. But if he starts Kentucky, he's locked in no matter what.
I'm sure he'll start Kentucky as he's making some nice loops there in the infield grass here in Kansas. Greg Holt takes it away and bless the engine there. I think he might have wanted that engine for the other 1.5 miles, but it's okay.
Oh, yeah, he still got Kentucky and Texas. What are you doing? And Atlanta. No, I'm kidding. But the win there for Greg Holt. With that being said, we're going to step aside. Don't you go anywhere. On the far side of this break, we'll have post-race interviews and more from the virtual Kansas Speedway. Greg Holt, the 3-time winner, locks himself into the next round.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Kansas Speedway. We're now in the post-race coverage of the Outlaws Sim Series Gunman Trucks playoff race number 1 from the virtual Kansas City, Kansas. And it was a wild one at that. Strategy was the call all the way through, and somehow, some way, it ends up being by about 5 seconds. Greg Holt, after a couple week hiatus, you come back, and you reclaim the top spot. How about it? Right on. Well, welcome back to the booth as a race winner. And again, you did it only 13 laps led today. You think with a 5 second margin of victory, that'd be much greater. But talk about the strategy calls there at both the first 2 pit stops. You pitted with Joseph, and then Joseph was able to undercut you on that final pit stop, but he only took 2 tires to where you took 4. Talk about all the decision making and why you chose 4 tires and why you pitted with Joseph those first 2 times, but not that final time. All the pit strategy.
Well, Joseph, we were talking about when we were going to pit, and Causey was like, "I'm going to go in, now," but he didn't say what he was going to do, and I was, watching where everybody was, and I was like, God, I didn't know if he was going to take 2 tires or what he was going to do, and I was like, when I go in, I'm grabbing 4. There's enough time that the 4 tires will work. So I just, the first 2 times, that was the right call. We were getting right down to the end of the fuel, just kind of riding, staying together, and then, like I said, that last one, it was personal preference, and mine worked. I think if we had talked about what we were going to do, he probably would have done the 4 too, but it was a crapshoot. You don't know. If I was going to do 2, I might have waited longer, versus 4.
So I have to ask, being in the booth, I don't know this number exactly, but what was that fuel number, at least from y'all? Because it seemed like it was 50 laps or thereabouts, and then...
No, not for me. For me, I know we were getting like about 46, 45, 46.
I see. All right.
We weren't making 50 laps. When you were running them hard, you weren't doing it. But there were people who went in and splashed on the first caution with like three laps into the race, which that gave them, a little bit. And if you were taking it easy, clutching it for a couple laps, you could have stretched it to 50 maybe. But I in my mind, when Lingerfelt was out there that far ahead, I was going, I know he pitted a lap after me, and he's done it every time. So he'd really have to be saving. And I was really gaining on him at the beginning of it when I had the fresh tires. And I wasn't sure if that was because he was saving or if it was just the new tires. Then when they started to playing off in the times, it's like, oh, he's driving it. He can't make it.
Yeah, we were surprised at that. We were unsure how much, I guess, he was off by, and I guess it was a large enough margin. He decided to come in with 6 laps to go at that. But back to you, Greg. You got the job done today here at Kansas. Next up is Kentucky, though you are locked into the next round, and you look forward to Texas and the Charlotte Roval. How do you feel about those 2 tracks? And you can bring it back to Kentucky if you'd like.
Are you available to race the Charlotte Roval for me?
Oh man, I was not expecting.
What are you laughing? I mean, I'm not a road course specialist here. Come on, bring in the ringer. You can play Greg Holt for a night. How's that?
Oh man, I'd love to.
All right, so I'll come in the booth and you can race for Greg Holt.
How about it? We'll shake on it.
All right.
But
yeah, no, you're all good. We'll have fun. I mean, we're locked into the next round, so we'll just, we'll concentrate on just keeping it clean and having good races. That's it.
Absolutely. I'd imagine the extra points going into the first race of each round will help out, and of course these 5 more will help in a round with the Charlotte Roval at that. But Greg, once again, congratulations on your 3rd win on the season in a beautiful Lego truck. Legos all over that thing. We'll give you the floor here to shout out who we got to shout out. Thank you. We're going to thank for your 3rd win on the season.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Adam Gardner for putting on the show, and for beating the crap out of Miz with a broomstick in Salem, Mass. I think that's awesome. Shout out to the guys at Pit Stop TV. You guys do a wonderful job. And then just shout out to everybody at PSS. You know, Causey, Scrotum, Willis, Willis came in a race with us tonight. He's on a different team, but yeah, just everybody that's over there.
Right on. Well, Greg Holt, congratulations once again on your 3rd win on the season. Best luck to you as you advance on through the playoffs.
Thanks, buddy. Hopefully we see you again in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir. And that is driver of the number 3, Greg Holtz. And on the other side of that is his teammate, Joseph Causey, standing by with Devin Zimmerman.
Hey, Joseph Causey, this is Devin in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, I do, Devin.
Hey, man, you bring them a 2nd place finish. You led so many laps, though, so I know 2nd place isn't probably where you wanted to be, but it just kind of fell that way with that the way the cautions fell tonight, that early one, and just not having the fuel mileage to get to the end. So kind of walk us through that fuel mileage call there.
When I noticed that we weren't going to make it, like what was it? I don't remember. It was the 2nd pit stop or whatever. I don't remember. We made it to 50, and then we made it to that next pit stop. I think it was lap 96, 95, 94, something like that. I was like, man, because we already knew the fuel wasn't going to work out. So I decided Greg's went off of what do you call it, Discord. He blacked out or something, and freaking I was like, man, I pit early, get 2 tires, go right back out, have a good lead, I might have a chance. Well, I'll kick myself in the butt for that one and freaking not getting 4, and freaking that's the way it went.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about the call for 2 tires there. Seemed like all the guys who did come in, either when they came in later, they did the splash and go. When they came in early, which the only guys to come in early, seemed like they all got 4 tires and tried to run this thing, run the guys in front of them down. So the 2 tire call, I was gonna ask about, but you just answered it. So
it didn't work out the way I wanted.
Yeah, you come home 2nd though, so you're sitting pretty with the bonus points and a 2nd place finish to make it to the next round. You got Kentucky next week. How are you feeling about that?
Ugh, I hate Kentucky.
I don't imagine there's too many people that do. Unfortunately, it's not one of my most favorite tracks to race on as well, so I always have trouble with turn 3 and 4. I just can't figure it out. But
yeah,
but
I'm the same.
Yeah, but then after that, with the points that you have, it looks like the next round is, almost a guarantee. But you do have to kind of run decently there at Kentucky and not really hit trouble. But after that, the 2nd round, though, we start to get into your wheelhouse. I know you're looking forward to one track in particular. Definitely, probably that Charlotte Roval.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're going to definitely hit the Roval wide open and try to snatch it up there.
Yeah, and then, this playoffs just seems to get harder and harder. That last round, with it being a super speedway, then a short track, how are you kind of feeling, and are you even looking forward to those races yet?
I'm just taking it one race at a time right now. Freaking, we got to this one. I wasn't until we practiced, I wasn't very optimistic because I freaking ran this last week or something like that on a Thursday racing league, and it was horrendous. So to be as good as it was this time around, that's an A+ for me.
Awesome. Well, yeah, it's good to hear you're taking it one at a time there. Hopefully you can keep up this run of podiums as we get closer to crowning the Season 2 champion. We'll go ahead and give you the floor now to shout out who we got to shout out and give thanks to all that you need to give thanks to. The floor is yours.
Thanks to all the Performance Sim Sort guys. Miz is watching. Freaking, he's probably there with Adam. Freaking Greg, freaking Stutzman, Willis Cannon joined us tonight, and man, just all of them freaking Greg tuned this thing up, freaking got it going right.
Yeah, it sounds like it. We'll let you get back down to your team there, celebrate a Performance Sim Sports 1-2 finish here at Kansas. Good luck next week at Kentucky.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, and that was Joseph Causey there. Sorry to rain on you, Emerson, but yeah, Joseph Causey, our second place finisher. Emerson will now be standing by with surprise third place finisher, his first podium of the season, the 75, Andrew Pratt.
Unfortunately, when it comes to playoffs, it's a little too late, but I am very happy to welcome back to the booth as a driver Andrew Pratt. A third place finish tonight, playing the strategy just right to squeak out that podium from Setzer there at the end. He unfortunately ran out of 3 out of 4, but Andrew Pratt, a third place finish. What do you make of it, man?
Yeah, yeah, how about that? I'm just proof a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then, huh? No, we took advantage of that first caution and topped off twice, knowing that it was going to be really tight on being able to make it on 2 more stops. So it's just playing the field game, keeping the fenders on it, and racing hard when the time was right.
Well, we've been talking about strategy all day. You went 48 laps on that last run. How was it just extending those other 2 runs out to that fuel number? I know you had the caution the first one, but I'd imagine that middle run was where all the work was done.
Yeah, well, I kind of raced a little harder in that middle one than I probably should have, just to get some track position. I didn't really know how far behind the leaders I was, but I knew for the strategy I didn't want to go down a lap, saving. So the second stint, I was having a lot of fun racing Markle there. We were having some good battles, and we couldn't really get away from each other all night. So it was a lot of fun with him, and glad I didn't take him out, battling hard with a playoff driver. But a lot of fun. And then that final stint, I knew I was going to have to buckle down and never full throttle on the straightaways, and lifting pretty early and letting it roll and using the draft of someone if I could. And I kind of had an idea of who was on my strategy. I saw Greg and Joseph. I knew they were the ones I was potentially racing there for the win, and I saw they were able to go real long on that middle stint. So I knew those were the guys I was going to have to race, and then when I saw them coming, and I had to let them go just to make sure I made it. So I'm happy with the third, and kept it clean tonight.
Well, it was not all, clean all the way to the end. You had to fight off a hard-charging group of playoff drivers with Fitzpatrick and Bothwell behind. Talk about those final few laps where you don't know if you're going to catch Setzer, and you're seeing him battle with Joseph, and you see Lingerfeld pit, and you got to battle through all the playoff drivers there at the end. What's all going through your mind? And it was third on the, in your cards, in your mind.
Well, I could see Joseph up there, and I couldn't. I thought it was kind of weird that I was catching him, because I thought he was saving a little more fuel than he had to, but I guess he only took 2 tires on that last stop and short pitted or whatever. And so I started catching him, and then I could see Setzer, and then I could see the guys behind me, and then I tried to keep a decent gap until I knew I was good on fuel, and then I just turned my relative box off and just eyes towards the front there. And I could tell Setzer I was going to get to him, and I knew he was going to throw a block, which he should, and just made me go to the high side there. So it all worked out. I knew that he was having to save a lot more, because I think he pitted a couple laps earlier than I did, so I knew he was going to be really tight. So last couple laps, we just drove as hard as we could and took what we could get.
Well, absolutely, and it all paid off there in the end with that third place run. Got yourself a few laps led as well. Moving on, you look forward to a couple more intermediates with Kentucky and then Texas. How do you feel about next couple mile and a halves coming up?
Oh, well, if it's anything like this, I'm real excited, but I love both of those tracks, and so I mean they're always fun to race, and Texas is probably one of my favorites, to be honest, and looking forward to them.
It is a good one with the difference in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 being completely different corners. So that should be a lot of fun to see as well. But Andrew, once again, congratulations on the third place finish tonight. It was a great one. I think a much needed one for you, and I'm very, very proud and very happy for you. We'll give you the floor here to shout out if you got a shout out, and thank you if you're gonna thank for getting it done tonight.
Hey, I want to say hi to my mom and dad and my nephew Crosby. Hopefully he got to stay up late and watch the finish there, and hopefully they got to cheer a little bit. So say hi to them, love them, and thanks for watching, and thanks all the fans, and definitely thank you guys for all you do up here in the booth, and really appreciate it.
Right on. Well, we appreciate the kind words, Andrew, and once again, congratulations on the podium finish for you. And yeah, best luck to you throughout the rest of the season, man.
All right, thank you.
Driver of the number 75, Andrew Pratt. Again, I think getting a much needed podium, just to kind of shore up the season a little bit for him. And it was a great one at that. He had to fight off a lot of playoff drivers to hold on to it.
Yeah, he definitely had to put up a fight. Kind of fell, to him there with the pit strategy calls. But the thing is you got to be able to make those pit strategy calls, and he did it tonight. Gets it done, gets his first podium of the season. For non-playoff drivers, these races are all about building momentum for the next season. And, knowing, hey, I can tweak this, I can tweak that, and be ready for next season. So that's, what you have to do if you're a non-playoff driver, still get in here, get used to racing, just try to improve every single week.
Absolutely. And we'll see how everybody came to the checkered flag. Maybe under power, maybe not. But it was Greg Holt who got his third win on the season by 5.5 seconds out in front of teammate Joseph Causey. Andrew Pratt third. Seth Fitzpatrick will come home in fourth, and that should help him out big time, being outside looking in. Coming into tonight's race, Brad Bothwell was down in the playoff settings. A fifth place finish should help him out with Matthew Setzer. Another driver outside the cut line, getting a good deal of points there with 6th, Tyler Markle 7th, Jeremiah Stutzman 8th, Seth Berger 9th, Kyle Lingerfeld ends up 10th. Last truck on the lead lap after having to come in and pit there at the end with 6 laps to go.
Yeah, then Will Cannon had to come in and pit. He took fuel only. He was an early stopper along with Joseph Causey, but he decided to go fuel only. Tires not able to hang on. He drops outside the top 10, finishes 11th, 1 lap down. John Mickey, 1 lap down. Similar situation, had to come in and pit late in the run. Ben Park, similar as well. He finishes 13th, 1 lap down. Jesse Adams finishes 1 lap down in the 14th position. Doug Solms, 15th. With 1 lap down. Farron Elam 2 laps down there in 16th. Andrew St. Coeur making his return to the season of Outlaws Sim Series. He comes from 17th, 2 laps down. Randall Barnett 3 laps down. Max Service, who ran into trouble a couple of times tonight. He comes from 19th, 4 laps down. And then John Mustaine Jr., who looked really good in the practice charts, just not able to find the speed and having some trouble early in that run. He comes home in 20th.
And then this final page here, Joshua Land Fox had a hard day to fight through today. He finishes it out 8 laps down, but he was running there at the checkered flag. Julio Villalobos, he also struggled a lot today. He called it quits. He ended up 32 laps down. Joshua Stroud making his return to the series. He comes from 23rd. Eric Peck, 24th, 98 laps down. Andrew Schroeder, 25th, 106 laps down. Landon Lacey called it a day, I think, after the first round of pit, before the first round of pit stops, 109 laps down there in 26th. James Gilliard took a lot of damage on that lap 2 accident. He called it a day, 118 laps down to 27th. Joshua Balliet, 2 laps, 2 starts. His last 2 starts there for Joshua Balliet, one of the final 4 drivers from last season, just coming to run for fun tonight. And, well, he got fun for about a lap and 600 feet at that. But Devin, once again, the first race of the playoffs, very strategy filled. We look to next week, Kentucky. There's a lot more off-throttle time, and it's 10 laps shorter. Should be an intriguing one at that if we have similar strategies playing out.
Yeah, these guys could barely make it on this track that long, so field strategy again could come into play. And being that much shorter, if there's an early caution, I would expect these guys to come in and kind of do that same strategy that Andrew Pratt and Tyler Markle did. That seemed to be the strat that might work next week. So we'll have to see. It's definitely going to be exciting as it is a cutoff race. oh my gosh, it's going to be just the quick turnaround of cutoff races is such an interesting prospect for this series. And I mean, like you said, you got to make it count every race. And there's some drivers tonight who had some very unfortunate luck, are really going to have to come out swinging next week.
Absolutely. A lot of drivers having to look forward to Kentucky to get a great deal of points to put themselves back in the top 10. And again, we'll get you, of course, the updated points at the start of next week's broadcast. But at that, 3 drivers of the 13 will be eliminated next Wednesday night. So at that, yeah, again, very quick turnaround. It as you said, every race just means magnitudes more with 2 race rounds. It is going to be absolutely insane. And how something like a little mistake, like scraping the wall and running out of fuel, like Max Service did now. I mean, not that running out of fuel is a small mistake, but at that, that's magnified. And we'll see how it all plays out next week. But speaking of next week, first we'll see what's coming up the rest of this week. Tomorrow night, dual broadcasts. 8:15 p.m. Eastern of the Midwest Sim Racing Association, their truck series presented by VFW, their second to last race of the season. They figure out who their championship for will be tomorrow night, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. And then 1 hour later, at the same time, we'll be having 2 broadcasts going on. But an hour later is when race number 3 of the North American Racing League at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps starts there. Again, should be a fun one as well. If you're into sports cars, go and check that one out as well. And then Friday night, the Midwest Sim Racing Association's National Series takes to the paperclip once again, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. They are also in their second to last race of the regular season, and that'll be an intriguing one to watch at that, to see who makes it in to their championship for. And then we'll be back here again next Wednesday night with the Outlaws Sim Series playoff race number 2 at the Kentucky Speedway. But at that, Devin, would you care to show everybody where they can keep up with updates for all of our series here at Pit Stop TV?
Yeah, of course. You can always check us out on Facebook, /PitStopTV. Twitter as well, /PitStopTV_. Instagram.com, you can check us out, pits_stop_TV. And then, of course, on YouTube, /C/PitStopTV1. You can also check us out on Twitch now. Emerson has that contact for you.
Twitch.tv/pit_stop_TV. That's where we were live to tonight as well. And all the great action through all the platforms. Got to see 150 laps of racing. And again, back-to-back weeks, Devin, with 1 caution at the very beginning and a long green flag run at that. Love letting these races play out. Love getting the natural racing. Should be a fun one next week as well in the Bluegrass State. But at that, we have to give a shout out, of course, to all of our partners here at Pit Stop TV, like Tucson Sound Art. Your picture, your music. Use code PitStopTV at checkout for 10% off of your wall-mounted sound art device today. Also, a shout out to Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine. You deserve the best care that money can buy. Huge shout out to Whiplash Media, the official graphic and camera provider of Pit Stop TV. And of course, BAM Racing Videos, by a race fan for the racing community. And well, that'll do it from Kansas Speedway. We're happy to have had you all here tuning in and joining us for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. For all at Pit Stop TV, Devin Zimmerman beside me on the mic, Vincent Cortez rocking our social media coverage this evening, and myself, Emerson Arden. We'll be back next Wednesday night. Outlaws Sim Series from the Bluegrass State, the Kentucky Speedway, 140 laps then. Tomorrow night, 2 broadcasts, the MSRA Truck Series presented by VFW at the Paperclip, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. And then following that, simultaneously being broadcast at North American Racing League, race number 3 at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. You won't want to miss any of that. And until then, we'll see you next time. Y'all have a good one.